Good evening. Welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. This is part 2 of the pipeline. I think we did part 1 about 7 weeks ago or something like that, but we meant to do this a couple weeks after, and it's just been a matter of crazy schedules trying to get everybody back together. But here we go with part 2. So everybody was at least attempting to sleep in your camp, except for Amanda, who was on watch. It was about 8 o'clock at night. Very, very dark night. Ignore the aurora borealis there in my image. It's just an image, but currently the cloud cover is heavy and it's snowing like crazy, so you can't see the aurora nor any stars. It's a dark, freezing cold night. And where you are right now, you are pretty far from any trees. There's no trees within sight. So when we left off, you had heard some insane, inhuman howling. I say inhuman, of course it's inhuman, but it doesn't sound like a wolf. It doesn't sound like a dog. It doesn't sound like a coyote. Just a really deep, guttural, long, screaming howl in the distance. And then like a minute later, you heard it again, and it sounded closer. So what did you want to do, Amanda?
Well, I'm just gonna kind of keep my hand on my gun and just go through the rest of the watch, and if things escalate more so, wake up Ben.
Okay. So about a minute later, you hear another howl. Again, it seems to be getting closer. And then a minute later, yet again, still closer, but it's snowing like crazy, practically whiteout conditions. You can't see anything. You just hear these sounds getting closer and closer. And then give me a spot hidden.
All right. Oh God, there's 31 out of 40.
Yeah, you see something hurtling towards you in the dark, so you can make a dodge roll.
Okay. 40 even out of 45.
Okay, cool. So you manage to just step aside as this huge boulder, about 2 feet in diameter, comes flying at you and then lands right in the spot where you were standing a moment ago. And you hear another one of these howls. It sounds very close. Everybody else can make Constitution rolls at this point. Anyone who succeeds can wake up from this very close howl, scream sound, and the sound of this rock crashing into the ground outside your tents. Anybody who fails is still asleep.
Oz bolts right up. What in the hell was that? Starts, throwing his coat on and stuff to jump outside of the tent.
Dr. Major is also up, and he will prep out his warm gear first.
Okay. And what are you doing, Amanda?
I'm gonna go make sure everybody's up and at 'em. Just listen, shit's going down. Come on, just wake up, get going.
Yeah, you see, as you're kind of going tent to tent, Dr. Major and Oz are both already up and getting dressed. However, Benjamin, and Heinz are still sound asleep, snoring away. So you might need to give them a bit of a shake. Who do you wake up first?
I wake up Benjamin.
Smart choice.
Oh God, what happened? Can you help me find my glasses real quick?
Yeah, and you hear one of these crazy sounding howls. I put the sound bit into the group ages ago. I think you might have already checked it out, but
The hell is that?
just long, drawn out. I'm not going to try to impersonate it again. I tried before, and my voice always cracks when I do this shit, so it sounds terrible.
Yeah, Benjamin would definitely grab his gun and tell Amanda, like, what the hell's going on out there? That's disturbing.
So heard the howls, and then there was a boulder. Your guess is as good as mine. Shit's going down though.
All right, and he would go out there and help him find out what's out there.
Start getting dressed first, or are you going out there as
I'm
is?
pretty sure he was already like
Pretty
dressed.
fully dressed?
Yeah,
Okay,
nice
fair
and
enough.
comfy.
Good. Okay. And you go to wake up Heinz next? Yeah. So Heinz, Amanda will start shaking you awake. And just as she does so, you hear another one of these howls.
Oh, where are we? What are all those eco-terrorists here? What's happening?
Steady on. Just we might need to move soon. So
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm getting up. I'm
get
getting up.
dressed, get yourself together.
Yeah, I'm getting up and dressed, but he's shaking. He's afraid because the last thing he saw and heard were this howl, and the day before he saw those ritual murder stuff. So scared.
So about this time, while he's starting to get himself kind of prepared to move, Oz and and Dr. Major can be dressed and stepping out of the tents. And again, like it's whiteout conditions. Snow has been falling rapidly. You guys have probably been camped here for a couple of hours. It looks like about another foot of snow has fallen in that time period. So you'd say, especially you, Oz, being the nature boy, it looks like snow is falling at about a 6 inches per hour rate right now. And you can't see anything, but you hear these howls, and first sounds like it comes off to your right, and then you hear another one like 30 seconds later. It comes off from your left. And give me a spot hidden check. You can give me one too, Dr. Major.
It's 33 out of 50.
Okay.
So one regular success.
And how did our engineer do?
He failed.
Okay. So you see a rock flying off from the side right towards Dr. Major. Oz, what do? You have a split second.
Dr. Major! I'm going to charge at him to kind of tackle him out of the way, yelling, and yelling out, get down!
The boulder soars right over your back as you're tackling him into the snow and crashes into the ground and rolls a little bit, tumbles in the snow a little bit, kicking up snow all over the place. This will be about the time Benjamin's coming out of his tent, and Amanda as well, after waking up Heinz.
Do we see the boulder coming or no?
Well, you probably coming out of your tent, you just see the boulder tumbling in the snow as you do so, yeah. So, Amanda, you see another boulder has tumbled through the camp. And you see Oz lying on top of Doc Major in the snow. And yeah, if anybody's watching and just wants to know the sound bit, I think if you look up like the Ohio Bigfoot howls on YouTube, you'll find the good sound. That's pretty similar to what these guys are hearing right now. I can't play it through I don't know how to play it through XSplit anyway, and I don't want to run the risk of getting any kind of copyright strikes either for using other people's sound files, but...
All right. So I'll make sure this Oz, Doc, Yellow, right? Ready to move?
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's Bigfoot. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like.
It's Bigfoot.
Yeah, Oz is gonna stand up, help Dr. Major to his feet. I think everybody needs to get out here in the open and keep their eyes peeled.
Will we have flares or no?
If you use the flares, it'll draw more of a target, maybe.
Because I was thinking we could take one and like throw it in the distance, maybe as a decoy. Or
you can do that if you want, Benjamin. Yeah, sure. If you want to use one.
Well, I would talk to Amanda, see if she thought it was good, because we don't need to attract anything to us.
True. And she is your commanding officer basically here.
Yeah. Could be a good idea. Could also draw more unnecessary attention, because you can track from the point where the flare was thrown if they're able to see us.
I think they definitely see us.
You guys do have a campfire going.
That doesn't help.
You kind of need it to keep you warm and alive, but yeah.
So I'm gonna start covering the campfire with snow. Just all right, get rid of any sign of light, any sign of us. Just
Starting to douse the fire. Sure. Yeah, you start kicking snow up onto it. Heinz, how are you doing in there getting dressed in your tent?
Yeah, I'm getting out. Saw this, and I just want to get away from this place. I'm just afraid, and I'm really like, can we please move? Can we please get away from here?
I would like everybody except for Heinz to make a luck roll, please. Just let me know if anybody fails.
I got a 7, so I'm pretty sure I passed.
You're good, yeah.
I had asked you before, but you were tied up.
I said in the chat, yeah, just give him 50 luck. I don't.
Okay.
We never established what his luck was. It's fine. We'll
50 it is.
give you straight in the middle.
He got a 45.
Okay, you passed. Anybody failed? Oh, Oz failed.
Yep, I failed.
Oz, give me a listen check.
All right. Nope, failed the listen check.
Okay.
48 out of 45.
A boulder strikes you in the back. I just kind of grazes off of your shoulder a bit, but it does 3 points of damage. It's a big 2 foot by 2 foot diameter boulder, basically rock that just smacked you on the shoulder as it kind of hits the snow then again and kicks up more snow, and it tumbles over into the fire where Amanda is, and kind of helps to douse the rest of the fire as the wood like scatters. And now you guys are in serious darkness, with the clouds in the sky. All you can see is just the kind of the gray of the snow, I guess, in this kind of lighting right now around you.
Can we please get away from here, please?
Yeah, does anybody remember which direction trees were in?
Dr. Major is going to take his leash and grab the first person that's close to him and link onto them. Everybody should have their D rings and all that.
Yep,
Now-
that was exactly what I was going to start doing, was tying everybody up. Or tying everybody together, not tying.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, Benjamin would check us. It would be like, "Are you alright?" Like, I imagine he saw him get hit by that thing.
You hear another scream. Sounds like it must be 10 yards away. You can feel the vibrations in your chest from it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, okay, time to move. Let's go.
So you're going to abandon your camp and your supplies? It'll take you about an hour to strike camp.
Yeah, I think we might have to ditch the tents, but we are close enough that we should not actually need them.
Grab what you can grab and let's go.
Mhm.
It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to grab our packs and shove some shit in it.
Yep, y'all grab your packs and let's get moving. Leave the tents.
Are we all going to be tied into a line? A single line? Let's determine the order.
Go through and link everybody again.
Let's determine the order. So, best tracker up front.
Behind
I'll
our
go
time.
I'm assuming our scout's going to be first.
Yep, I'll take lead.
And then Doc
Follow
Major will
behind
be
him.
second because he was linked on, but with the gun bunny coming forward, he will gladly give up his place.
The gun bunny. All right.
Okay. So Amanda's second, then Doc Major, then Heinz, and then Benjamin in the back. Yeah. Okay. Oz, give me a navigation roll with a penalty die, please.
All right. Ooh, yeah. I pass either way.
How well did you pass? What'd you get?
Just regular, nothing fancy.
Okay, so you start moving the group.
Yep.
And you're moving, and like you can't see more than, well, actually, even in the dark, you can't see 3 foot in front of you. And you still hear the howls for a couple more minutes. No more rocks come flying. You hear a couple of thuds behind you a ways. You think maybe they're still throwing rocks at the camp. But you guys move for a few minutes, and then eventually the howls stop. And it's quiet.
When the howls stop, then he'll pull out a small little pen flashlight and compass. If I'm pretty sure he would remember the rough direction that they needed to go for the pipeline or for the pump station. So try and align the compass to that. and then go back to dark, pointed that way.
You can't really see your compass in the dark. Are you using a flashlight or something?
Yeah, a little like
yeah.
pen flashlight or
Okay,
something
cool.
off the belt.
Cool. Yeah, John, I said they because they'd heard howls coming from multiple sides.
Yeah, I just messing with you.
You can assume
All modern compasses have the glowing.
Oh yeah, I guess they probably would, wouldn't they? Would have a light on it. Okay, fair enough.
Well, no, they have like the incandescent. They naturally light up. If you have them during the day, they light up. So you have low light.
Give me a luck roll, please, there, Oz. So you realize, like, as you're looking at the compass now, you've been moving for a couple minutes, that you've been going the wrong direction.
Ooh. Yeah, I kind of figured there was a chance. I made the luck roll.
Going kind of northwest, you're going southwest. You made the luck
okay.
roll? Okay, so as you're kind of stepping, you feel the ground kind of change underneath your feet, and it gets real slick and smooth, and you realize that you're standing on the edge of the river.
Stop immediately and start backing up and call back down the line. You know, we're at the river. We need to back up. You know,
and you hear another howl in the distance. It sounds farther away now, and it's further to the north than where it should be, than where it was before, anyway. So you can basically assume that whatever they were, they're moving north.
Son of a bitch. Hey, y'all, I don't want to startle nobody, but it sounds like they're going right in the same direction we need to be going. So we're going to be oh so quiet and nice and calm, and we're just going to do our best to sneak up behind them. We got no other choice. We're going the same way. Keep your guns handy, and let's keep our eyes open.
Heinz, give me an idea roll.
Okay.
As you're kind of even in your guys' kind of cold gear, you're still cold. It's like 60 below zero right now. Fahrenheit. I think that'd be minus 51 Celsius.
I wrote a 9.
The idea occurs to you, Heinz, that well, if they're moving, then we could go back to the tents. You go back to the camp.
Okay. This is okay.
I'm just saying you can do with that what you want, but
but the problem is
it seems like something Heinz might think of, like,
Yeah, but the problem is he's pretty afraid of the hulls and the place where they were. So
true. Yep.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
The howls are getting farther away.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe we could go back and check for the camp stuff we had. Now with the holes of going away. What are you saying?
We could make a pass by and check, but I don't know. I could hear them rocks thumping into the ground as we were leaving. Might be a whole lot of busted stuff.
It may not be entirely worth it. Was there anything that we left that we desperately need?
Not that I can figure, but
your tents, your tents, possibly your dry wood that you had with you. I don't know if anybody grabbed that up or not in the haste.
Oh, yeah, in our haste, I actually led us back the wrong direction. Apologize for that right there, but we need to go basically right back past the tents anyway, or past the camp. So we can take a look.
The wrong direction or the right direction, because if they're moving north and you moved a bit south.
Good point.
The wrong direction as far as heading to the station, but you moved in the right direction to get away from whatever those howls were.
Good point.
And you almost stepped out onto the frozen river, but you caught yourself as you reached it. So.
By the way, do we still have this map, or do we have a map where, in what direction those the station was we were heading to?
Yeah. Oz has all that stuff.
Yeah, I think
there's a map there. I might have sent you guys a copy at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere in the chat. Farther up.
I've put it on my screen anyway. I don't know if you can really see it there or not, but that shows you've got the map of the area of Chutine Landing where you are, and then you've got the maps of the pumping station itself as well. you've got all those maps. Actually, I'll just leave that up there for now. Sorry. There you go. Okay, so when you do get back a few minutes later, back over to where your campsite was, you can see the kind of now doused and scattered fire. Everybody give me luck rolls. Just tell me if anybody fails.
Failed again.
Dr. Major just made it.
Okay. How did you do, Ben? You passed. Okay, so you can see Oz, your tent. It's still partially erected, but there's like a boulder lying on top of it, and part of it is collapsed. And Heinz, you can see your tent has been like ripped open, and your sleeping bag has been pulled out and tossed to the side.
They were searching. They were searching. Those eco-terrorists were searching for some stuff. I know. I knew it.
Hell, how you figure they knew you were carrying?
I don't know, but they have to know. I'm sure. I'm sure.
What would you have on you that would be so disconcerting for eco-terrorists?
I don't know. Maybe they were searching for the papers that got burned in the plane. Maybe the map of the oil station. Who knows?
Is there something you're not telling us?
Oh no. I just don't know. You know, you don't know what's up with those hippie brains. You know.
Amanda and Ben, you can make psychology rolls.
I got a 2.
Oh, a 2 is great. Yeah, you can tell.
I got a 10.
He's just excessively paranoid right now. You don't think he's really hiding anything. I don't think, unless you are hiding something. But if you are hiding something, then they might pick up on that.
No, he's just out of cocaine and afraid and cold and
yeah.
annoyed.
You might even suspect he's suffering from a little bit of withdrawal.
I think Benjamin will go up to him for a second and put his hand on his shoulder and like grip it firmly. He'll be like, we're here. You can calm down. We won't let anything happen to you. Like, that's what we're getting paid for. So you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Well, I think.
So aside from his tent being pulled out after being like ripped open, like a Christmas present, and then the sleeping bag being pulled out and tossed aside, your tent being partially collapsed just from a boulder landing on it. That's all that's disturbed here.
I guess.
Oh, give me what would that be? Give me a spot hidden check. I guess you can all make the spot hidden checks.
Ooh, I got a 3.
That's
I fell by 3 points.
26.
26. We got an extreme. So the extreme pass for Doc Major, you're the first one to spot. Like as you're kind of looking over the tents, looking at and you're looking at the damage to Heinz's tent, you can see, although it's quickly filling up with snow, you can see the impression of some footprints right by Heinz's tent. You can see where something had walked up to it, basically from the east, and then moved off to the north. And these footprints are massive. That they're kind of human-like. They've got 5 toes, but they're broader, they're longer, and that's really about all you'd get from the snow. Yeah.
Well, he will definitely point it out to whoever's connected to him.
Oh, if you guys are all still connected, I mean, yeah, you were in the middle, so
yeah,
you've got Heinz behind you and Amanda in front of you.
Yeah, clearly you guys missed this, but it's to be understood. It is an unusual footprint.
Mm-hmm.
What is so unusual with it?
Heinz, you probably just think that these eco-terrorists must be extremely big.
Yeah. What's unusual with
Shaquille
it?
O'Neal big.
What's so unusual of it? Are those
They're-
monsters or?
Well, they're not wearing any shoes,
Yeah, they're hippies. I told you.
but it's -60, you moron.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Please let just.
I'll
You know that
I'll-
hippies always have cocaine on them.
No, they smoke those dirty weed.
I'll call Oz over and just have you seen anything like this before? Do you know anything, or is this completely baffling you? What's the situation?
Well, it looks like somebody's just trying to scare us. Same kind of hoax bullshit you get in some of those areas claiming with Bigfoot. That's what it looks like. It's just somebody with a plaster cast footprint. There's no way anything's running around barefoot out here that's not a bear.
Bigfoot? You mean this big ape? This mystery you have?
It's a
Like
feller in a costume.
Okay.
There's no way a person can throw a boulder either, but here we are. So,
Hell, once upon a time, there was this feller named Howitzer, and he figured out a way to throw a big old hunk of metal a whole long distance. I think they'd throw some rocks somehow if they needed to.
mm,
It's those same sickos what did that business to the body back the other day.
Oh, those are where hippies with catapults.
Oh man, you got a crazy imagination. I love it.
You call me crazy? In this
No,
situation?
I said you got a crazy imagination, and I love it.
Okay.
Well, we should probably just get on moving, unless anybody feels like they might want to take a nap anymore.
No, I'm pretty sure we're wide awake now after everything.
I'm gonna check. What time is it?
By this point in time, it's probably 8:30 at night.
Okay.
You're not going to see the sun for another 10 and a half hours at least, and it's deeply cold. It's going to be really, really treacherous traveling like this. Extreme risk of hypothermia, frostbite, not to mention exhaustion. And you know you're at least 5 hours, and that was by daylight conditions from the pumping station still.
Yeah, strike that. We better go without a fire. Maybe huddle up. Share. We're gonna have to share tents anyway, but huddle up for body heat. Go without a fire and maybe move the camp a couple 50 yards down.
If we're not going to have a fire, we're going to have to stack vegetation, plant fibers, something to make a barrier between us. We won't make it through the night.
Shared body heat. We could even use the snow for insulation.
Oh, you want to try to make like a little snow fort?
We're gonna do like a little igloo.
What are they called? A little snow shelter?
Yeah, Doc Major is going to disconnect himself from the group and start cutting away at limbs to create the barrier that he noted.
There's no trees around.
He's going to wish there were trees that he could cut away and make a barrier.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're in a kind of pretty open space here.
I guess
Amanda's just gonna kind of grab and reattach and just nobody.
Well, we're going to dig in then.
Sure, you can start trying to make a snow shelter. Oz, I imagine you're probably the best at survival. But if Doc Major's helping you, he's an engineer as well. I'll give you a bonus die.
I would help him.
I would
like dig up and everything, whatever he commands me to do.
Sure.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, give me a survival roll with a bonus die.
Yeah, so with a bonus die, that's a 36 or a 36
Nice.
out of 55.
Yeah, you can get one made up. It'll take you a little while, and you're moving all the gears. You got to strike the camp. It's going to take you a couple of hours, easily. So we'll go back to the survival stuff for the cold. I'm trying to remember how that was. I think it was a Constitution roll. Let me go back to my thing here on extreme cold. Right. Yeah. Okay. Everybody, make a Constitution check, please. Just let me know if anybody fails. Ben's got a fail. And what about you, John? How did Doc Major do? You're muted. Maybe he stepped away for a second.
Sorry. No, I had a double mute going on my hand.
Yeah.
I got a 26 of an 89.
Okay, so the only person who starts to suffer from any frostbite in the first hour is Ben. So Ben, that means now you're going to be at a penalty die to any dexterity checks for numbness and pain. And I'd like everybody to make another Constitution check for the second hour, but Ben, you're going to need a hard success.
I got a 90.
Okay, so you suffer a second degree of frostbite, which will add a second penalty die to any dexterity checks as well. So you're just feeling really numb and really...
I'm pretty sure he probably don't feel his hands by now.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
That was another pass here. Ooh. So I guess whoever's not working on the the bit of shelter, I asked them all to just huddle up around Ben, hoping some of the body heat, at least until we can get him someplace where to warm up.
Mm. Or you've also got 2 levels of exhaustion as well on top of that, Ben. You're really, really tired.
He probably is digging and just going really slowly, but he keeps going because he wants to make sure that, we're all safe.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take over for him after a little while, just kind of like listen, take a seat, stay awake. I got this.
All right. Yeah, he would just go to the corner and like blow on his hands for a while.
So yeah, a little after 10:30 at night, you've got the snow shelter pretty sufficiently built up to where you can all pile in there, try and keep warm. At which point Ben can finally start to warm up a little bit, although he's gonna need to get some sleep before he'll get that exhaustion back. And yeah.
Did we have any remaining foodstuffs?
Yeah, you guys had a lot of meat you pulled off that bear, didn't you?
Right. I don't know if we still had it.
I don't know if we wanted to eat that bear. It looked kind of diseased.
It looked a little nasty.
Yeah. I've got 2 portions of gathered nuts still.
Yeah, but I don't
written down here.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, I've still got that written down here.
So at level 2 exhaustion, you have also, beyond the fact that you have 2 penalty dice on any dexterity checks for your frostbite, Ben, you also have a penalty die on all skill checks, and your speed is currently halved. But that's okay, because you're now piling into a snow shelter to try to get some sleep.
So, guys, you know all the stories from those plane crashes in the mountains where people started to eat each other? I just want to say, when I die, I don't want to get eaten.
Do we have access to anything to burn? The reason I ask is we could do like I think they were called a Dakota fire pit, the ones where you dig 2 holes in the ground, you connect them to the bottom so that the flame is actually in the ground. That doesn't actually show any exposed anything.
Right. Yeah.
And the air drawn in
like inside something like an igloo or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's 2 holes in the ground that it's like a U, and the air gets drawn up to the other one, and it doesn't have an exposed fire. So I'm going to try to do that with the help of our survival expert.
Okay.
He just remembers it from engineering.
So you can do a survival roll with a bonus die.
I suspect his is better, but I will.
Okay, well, he can make the roll then if you're.
I'm looking to see what I got.
Yep.
I've got. I will have the good idea. Go ahead.
Yep, you can make the roll with a bonus die then, Joe.
All right.
Starts working on this U-shaped little whatever you called it.
Dakota fire pit.
Dakota fire pit. Because you guys still have some dry wood that you'd brought with you when you were moving away from the trees.
And that's a pass. The better roll is a 25, which is actually a great success, or the second one down.
Yeah, it's real nice. Nice. It gets it nice and warm. Now, it'll slowly melt away, I guess, still a little bit at the snow shelter, but you know, it should be okay through the night. He rolled an extreme success, so he built it properly.
Sure. Yeah, as long as we got a vent, it should be okay.
So, how do I want to determine this then? Now you've got still more than 8 hours before sunrise, so you got plenty of time to sleep. I'm going to keep this simple in this case because now that you've all in this snow shelter together, the cold isn't going to affect your ability to sleep so much. You're going to actually be pretty cozy in here. The only thing that might affect your ability to sleep is just the worry about what's out there in the night. So I'm going to have you all roll sanity checks. This is going to be kind of this will be kind of a it's not a sanity check for actually losing sanity. It's just a sanity check to see if you actually sleep well or not.
Sure.
That makes sense. I'm just improving this on the go, but
do I get penalty on that or no?
No, it's not a skill check, so you don't suffer any penalty dice.
I got a 44. Okay. I passed.
Holy crap! I got an 86.
Oh shit!
Well, yeah, 76.
What did you get? Sorry, you failed. Okay, sorry. So the only ones who passed then were Amanda and Doc. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So Amanda and Doc, you guys sleep great. You sleep just fine. Heinz, Ben, and Oz do not sleep very well. Constantly worried, freaking out at any sounds I hear. Which it's just the wind, but so when you wake up in the morning, there's a nice blanket of snow over your snow shelter as well because the snow continues to fall through the night. Although by the time you wake up in the morning, it has stopped snowing, but you get another good few foot of snow piled up on top of your shelter there. Probably you have to dig yourselves out. And the three who failed are all going to suffer a level of exhaustion. So that means you're at level 1, Oz and Heinz, which just means you get a penalty die on all skill checks. You're now down to a level 3, Ben, which means you have penalty die on all skill checks. Your speed is halved. You get a penalty die on attack rolls and characteristic checks as well. Characteristics being like your constitution, intelligence, etc. And you also have your 2 penalty dice on dexterity because your frostbite doesn't get any better without proper rest. Poor Ben is in a bad way. He's not good. He's all shaking and cold. If anybody checks him out, you'll realize he's got signs of pretty bad frostbite on his extremities. But the snow has stopped.
All right, we might need to make a sled and drag him. Keep him wrapped up in blankets.
That's doable if we've got the materials to do it. Sure.
All right. Well, we've got a couple ruined tents.
True.
Like, pretty sure we could make something together with the poles and material. Pack him in a sleeping bag or a couple sleeping bags.
Because you have an engineer with you as well, and you're a survival expert, I won't even make your roll to build the what's that called, a litter, right? Basically.
Right.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, we pack him up to keep him warm.
Yeah, while we keep him warm, I whisper in his ear, don't be afraid. When you die, I don't want to eat you.
You're all hungry. You've got, what, 2 portions of nuts? And 5 of you. You got a bunch of bear meat, too. Although you said you were worried about the possible disease. You definitely, at the very least, you'd want to cook it, I think. I don't think you'd want to eat it raw.
Well, that it'd be rock hard.
It's still overcast. It's still bitterly cold. Wind is blowing across the frozen landscape. But at least it's not snowing anymore.
Well, let's try to make the best time to get to where we're going.
Exactly. Yeah, I passed the nuts back for other folks to split and start making the way. You know, can chew on something here on the trail, but we need to get us inside quick before Ben starts losing fingers.
So you're gonna let them distribute the 2 portions of nuts between the 4 of them?
Yep,
And
taking it out of my
without
hands. Yeah, I'm gonna go without.
Okay. Your stomach is grumbling and complaining.
I'll split my
I'm gonna-
portion with Oz.
I'm gonna eat snow along the way.
Okay.
Just, I mean, and liquid will at least fill the belly a bit.
And there are no trees. Is that what you're saying?
Not in this area. No, you're pretty far from any trees. That's why you guys brought wood with you.
How about any smaller sort of stuff like immature evergreens or anything like that?
Give me a luck roll. Need a hard success.
Oh, hold on. Let me just roll it and I'll look it up. I have a 27, and I believe you said he has a 50.
Yeah. So no.
Okay. Sorry.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Well, he'll keep his eye open for that.
But yeah, you guys can break camp. By which point it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. And you start on your way. Following the pipeline, which you can now see since it's no longer a blizzard. And you've got it's overcast, but you've still got light in the sky anyway. You don't see any more signs of those footprints. Obviously, I mean, another few foot of snow has fallen since then, so anything that would have been there is covered up. But you didn't hear any more weird sounds tonight, except for the howling of the wind, which was enough to keep poor Oz and Ben and Heinz from getting a good night's sleep. Every time you hear the wind howling, you think, oh, is that another howl? No, it's just the wind, blah, blah, blah.
I imagine Oz was probably also plagued with a nightmare of a giant boulder crushing through the snow and crushing him.
Right.
After being hit. Still nursing the shoulder as he goes a bit.
Fair enough. You guys travel for about an hour. Mark down another mile on your journey, and you see in the direction of the station, you see the outer edge of an evergreen forest. The pipeline continues to follow the river that bends off slightly to the east around the forest. And beyond the forest, on a low hill that has been cleared of trees, you can see the pumping station in the distance. It's about 2 miles as the crow flies, but if you continue to follow the pipeline, it's another 4. So you have the choice of continuing to follow the pipeline the long way around, or to travel through the evergreen forest, which would cut your distance in half.
Well, given the more medical emergency type situation for Ben or for Jose's character, I'm just going to push directly towards that. Oz is just going to make the call and just lead everybody straight for the short path.
Okay, but also if we take the short path, we have more chances of whatever the hell from the evening with the boulders, potentially. Or, radioactive grizzly bears.
So you start pushing the group towards the forest, and Amanda immediately starts to complain.
I feel like they're reasonable complaints.
I'm not saying
they are, but
wherever there's trees, there's going to be any possibility of any other smaller animals taking refuge there. So there's a good chance that we might find a rabbit or a deer or something along those lines.
Something to eat.
At least pine needles and nuts and so forth like that.
And with the forest, we're also going to find a little bit of coverage from the wind. If the snow picks back up, we'll have a little bit of coverage. We'll be able to keep pushing on underneath the branches here. There's a risk, but I mean, it's either chance of Ben's extremities being lost a lot more than they are, or possibly you following a man who has shit his pants. I'm willing to accept that because I'm pretty sure whatever is out there is just some yahoos trying to scare us. It's these eco terrorists. I think there's probably a safer play. It'll get us there a bit faster. And like Sergeant or like Dr. Major says, food.
Fair enough.
We got to get some food too.
I will begrudgingly follow Oz into the woods and kind of.
Keep your rifles at a ready.
Your chief of
And keep
security's
your eyes peeled.
complaint has been noted. Okay, so you push into the forest. So as you enter the forest, these tall evergreens stretch far above you. You're struck by the sudden silence. You've become so accustomed to the constant roaring of the wind that you have only kind of noticed it now that it's gone. These old trees creak, the wind blows across their tops, causing clouds of snow to periodically sift down from above. The snow is definitely not as deep in here, thanks to the tree cover, but you don't really gain any benefit of speed due to the fact that you now have to kind of navigate fallen logs and foliage and such. It is much darker in here than you'd imagined it would be, due in part to the overcast skies. While you can still see clearly enough, the dense trees do continue to kind of limit visibility. So I'm imagining this would be Oz, but who would like to make a natural world or a survival check for me?
I could do it if we don't want to succeed.
All right.
All right. I'll go with survival. It's better than natural world. Hey, 55 out of 55.
Yep.
That was nice luck.
You can do with this information as you will. You can communicate it or not. It's your choice, Oz. But it's too quiet in these woods. Even in this kind of harsh weather, you would expect there to be some hardy birds or squirrels or hares or something like that around. But you see no animals, no signs of life except for the trees themselves. And the sound, the only sounds you hear are the sounds of all of your own breathing and the creaking trunks and soft thuds of the falling clots of snow.
Yeah, I was definitely going to pass that on, but just going to turn around and do it. I don't actually know the hand signals, but I mean, basically they were all former Marines. So he's going to call out like that. Well, yeah, except for Hines. But for Hines, I'll look at him and do a shh. But for everybody else, he'll give like hand signs of like, hey, you know, keep your eyes open. There is something not right here. And he's going to, you know, rack a fresh round into his bolt or into his rifle just to be ready. But let everybody else know, you know, hey, situation foobar or what's the word? Yeah.
Foobar.
Just putting everybody on alert. Yeah.
Snafu. That's what I'm thinking of.
Snafu.
Situation normal is all fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of.
That
shoulder
often
the
happens.
AR, just kind of.
Yeah, you probably already had a round chambered, yeah. Ready to go, clip locked in.
We often find snafus when we're on a boondoggle.
Amanda, you might kind of have a little internal sigh of victory as you realize, yeah, I told you these woods were fucked up, but yeah. Oz, go ahead and since you're now all on ready alert, in fact, all of you can make spot hidden checks if you want. Just let me know if anybody gets a hard success or an extreme success.
I got a normal success.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Ben is in the... so, Ben, you're in the litter. You gave your rifle to the doctor. You could still hold your litter if you want.
If they're dragging me in this thing, I'm pretty much useless. So I might as well have somebody else use it.
Okay. Because I think, Doc, you have a rifle of your own, right?
I didn't have it written down. I just assumed he had a pistol.
Right, then he didn't. Okay, well, in the meantime, then Benjamin has handed you his AR.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He came there to be a troubleshooter, not a hunter. So
Since he is kind of laid out in the litter, he's decided to hand his rifle up to you.
well, he will inspect it and make sure that it is ready to go.
I'm sure you still have a sidearm anyway, right, Ben? Just in case you have to defend yourself, in case they all run off and leave you lying there in the snow.
I got a knife because I had given my handgun to Heinz.
Oh my God, you've given away all your guns.
I'm still surprised you gave him the handgun.
I still have the handgun. I thought I gave it back to you.
No, I left you. Remember, I was teaching you how to shoot.
So good. I still have the handgun. Good to know. Thank you.
Nice. Did anybody make a hard or extreme success on those? Oh, let's see here. Yeah. Amanda made an extreme success. Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. So as you're kind of looking around, just expecting the worst at the moment in these this quiet forest you guys are moving through, you will see evidence that humans have passed through these woods. Here where the snow is a lot less deep, you can see footprints and such that indicates that people have passed through here. And as you're looking closer, it looks like they were here. These signs look to be more than 3 days old. And you see 6 distinct types of footprints, like 6 different people. These are normal human size, though. These are not big. They're not barefoot. And again, you can do with that information as you wish. You're the only one who's picked up on it so far.
Okay, I'll kind of tap Oz on the shoulder, just point him out a little bit here and there, like we might have company.
Yeah, so if she points it out to you, it's easy for you to make the same deductions that she has made.
Okay. Can I tell which direction they were going, or are they too degraded for that now?
Yes, you can. They were going deeper into the woods. Relatively in the same direction you're going.
Okay.
Like I said, these tracks are easily 3 days old. Maybe more than 3 days. You're guessing. If it weren't for the tree cover, the blizzard would have wiped it out completely. But because of the dense evergreen forest, the tracks still remain.
All right. I'm basically just going to assume that they are probably the eco-terrorists. Which one of them would have had to have backtracked to tie that guy up on the pipe? So,
okay,
but I'm assuming it's part of that same group.
So after nearly an hour in the forest, you're about halfway through it. You reckon halfway to the pumping station. You see something blue and man-made through the trees. And a moment later, you're stepping out into a small clearing that contains the ruins of a campsite consisting of several tents and a debris shelter, all of which have been ripped and smashed to pieces. Fragments of tent and sleeping bag stream from tree branches. Clothes and gear are scattered all out over the snow. And a shredded Earth First banner hangs from a makeshift flagpole. It takes several seconds to realize that the red that you're seeing everywhere is not bits of camping equipment or clothing. The clearing is painted with blood and gore, a lot of it. As this grotesque tableau worms its way into your mind, threatening to send you screaming back the way you came, you recognize limbs, piles of flesh, and shredded, unidentifiable viscera. A mutilated head leers down at you from above, where it has been impaled on a broken tree branch, a look of absolute horror frozen into his features. So make a sanity check, please.
Ooh, stone cold. I rolled a 4.
Everyone?
Yeah, I guess you're all going to eventually see it. So yeah, everybody can make sanity checks.
I'm going to kind of lean over to Oz and like, you still think those were the eco-terrorists with the boulders?
Earth First, is another kind of radical environmentalist group. Not as severe as the North Wind that you, though, were concerned about. But yeah, maybe your Earth First probably isn't associated with eco-terrorism. They're just assigned with liberal environmental activism. But
yeah, terrorism.
North Wind are the radicals. So anybody who passed their sanity test only loses 1 point of sanity at this disgusting discovery. Who failed? Okay. Ben failed. Ben, you will lose 6 points of sanity. That's going to be fun.
I also failed.
Shit. Hold on 2 seconds. I got to grab my my books. I left them in the cabinet.
I'll be right
no
back
worries.
as well.
Oh, and just real quick, then you lose only 2 points. No, 3 points of sanity, Oz.
Okay.
And I'll go grab my books and my screen. 1 second.
I'll be right back.
I don't know what's going on, but like my rolls have been horrible.
Mine have been mixed. I've had some pretty decent ones, and I've had some shitty ones.
Right. Usually I roll piss poor, but so far so good. We've had a decent mix.
Yeah, it's
The weird thing is, last session I was rolling great. This session,
Yeah, Ben, you're doing great on the dice rolls today, aren't you?
So good.
yeah, I'm doing lovely.
Roll a d10 for me.
Do I have to?
You have to.
6.
A 6?
Yes.
You faint.
I what?
You faint.
Oh, that's what.
It's a bout of madness from losing 5 or more sanity points in a single roll. And keep note of your sanity, whatever you started with at this session. If you lose 20% of that, let me know. What sanity did you start off with, Jose?
54.
54. So if you lose a total of 10 points of sanity, you've lost 6 just now. If you lose another 4 points today, let me know, because then that's when an indefinite insanity can kick in.
Wait, I already lost 10. I lost 1 point, right? Everyone lost it past 1 point. I lost.
Yeah, but we're
10.
doing it by session, so.
Okay.
Doing it by session. How many did you just lost 1 just now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I lost 2. I'm pretty close.
I think at the rules state it's based like per hour, but it never really specifies if that's game hour or real time hour. I just prefer to do it by session. That's the way I like to do it. So, okay, so there you go. You have what you have. You guys probably don't even notice Benjamin faints since he's in the litter anyway. It's not like he falls over or anything. He just loses consciousness.
Back.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to grab wine.
No worries. You had passed your sanity
Yeah.
roll, right? Yeah, so you only lost 1 point.
Sweet.
Just
1.
Just don't forget to let me know if you lose a total of 20% today of whatever you started off with.
At that point, he would have had a break in sanity, so I would not remember to remind you. So just keep that in mind.
Right. What was your sanity at the beginning of the session, John?
1 second. It is a, survey says, a 55 of 99.
Right. So you can lose 10 more points before you're in trouble. Okay. So there you go.
I'll be sure to remind you, maybe.
Gory destroyed campsite.
I'm starting to think you might be right there, Amanda.
Gee, you don't say.
This wasn't the eco-terrorist. This was probably one of those bears. Maybe even that same bear you shot up the other day. God, this got to be a couple days old.
Can a bear do something like this?
I don't know about putting a head on a stick, but tearing up a camp, yeah, that sounds about right.
In the meantime, Doc is going to get distracted by looking for pine nuts and the little fine green needles and any sort of sap or anything they can use to chew on and keep stomachs from growling too much and make tea later.
Well, this is a campsite. There might be food here somewhere.
Yep.
Give me give me, let's see here. Give me a spot hidden roll.
Just straight up normal?
Yep. Well, are you suffering a level of exhaustion?
I am not. He is not.
You were, weren't you?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, he slept through the night. That's right. He's not. You're right.
Yep. I got a 39, and spot hidden is a 56. So he got the
normal success.
The second level, right? No, you're right. Normal success. Right.
Yep. Let's see which one of these you find first. Roll me a d3.
I got a one. I have a D6. Hold on. A 4. So it's a 2.
Yep, you find a map very similar to the one you have with pretty much the same things marked out on it.
Is it made of tasty paper?
It is not made of tasty paper. No, it's just a map.
Okay. Well, he was looking for food, so he's going to pass that on to someone who's interested.
Yep, you can keep looking.
And we'll just come back to me and see what everybody else is doing.
Okay. Anybody else searching?
He rolled a 6 when you get back to it.
Yeah, Oz is gonna go through searching as well.
I'll try my hand at taking a look.
Go ahead and give me spot hidden rolls for those of you who search. I guess Heinz probably is not bothered with such pedestrian affairs.
Nope.
Oh, I fail either way. I fail
Yeah,
both
big
sides.
fail.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
All right, between the exhaustion and him trying to rationalize why there's a head stuck in a branch, but it's got to have been a bear. It was a bear.
You rolled a second roll, though, Doc, right? And got
a 6
success or an extreme success, whatever. Okay, you find a small snow cave just outside of the camp.
Is it full of food?
You go to look inside. You see a man huddled up inside there. Looks terrified. He says, "Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me!" And yeah, he's got lots of food in there with him.
We've come to rescue. The rescue party's out here. Come on out here, sir.
Who are you?
We're with the company. Come on.
What company?
Well, the company is rescuing you. Come on.
Okay, give me I guess a charm roll or a persuasion roll.
Persuade.
I'll let you choose between the two.
Well, let me roll my dice first, and I've got a 23, and my best score is, let's see, charm is a 15, and persuade is, survey says, a 10. So neither one of those work. So he will use stiff arm to get him out.
So yeah, he's like holding up his hands, like he looks terrified. He's not convinced that you're not here to hurt him. So yeah, you just kind of grab him and drag him out.
Yep.
You guys will all see. Probably you'll definitely hear him talking to somebody, and then you'll see him. He's over by another little snow cave that's dug out here beside the camp, and you see him pulling this kid out of it. He's a young-looking lad. Let me see here. I actually think I have load presentation. Do you want to save the current presentation? Yeah, sure. Save the current presentation. This is maps and stuff. Yes, and let's open up characters. Yep, that's him. And he looks quite terrified, and he's actually kind of shouting out, "No, please, please, I didn't do anything." He's like, "Please, I was just hired to film their activities. Don't hurt me."
The young lady right there with the gun, she's going to protect you.
Yeah, just
So
listen,
wait,
buddy, you're okay. We're not going to hurt you. You're good. You're not
So-
in trouble.
So this guy is one of those terrorists, and you take him with us?
I'm no terrorist. They hired me to document their activities.
Why? Just going to keep a very
Did you,
gentle
happen
kind of
to catch
take
what-
shock.
Did you happen to catch what did this, son?
It was a bear or something. I stepped away from the camp for a couple minutes to pee, and I heard the attack going on. I looked and I saw something large and hairy, and oh my God, I just ducked into the snow shelter where we were keeping our supplies, and I've been here for days. You can see too, and you see, John, there are several days worth of food: military MREs, dried fruits, nuts, case of protein bars. It would be enough to sustain the 6 of you, including this kid now, if you count him in, for probably 3 more days. And there's several other packs that are open. Obviously, he's been eating since he's been in here. But yeah, you've got basically 54 individual meals worth of food in here.
Very good.
And
We're definitely packing those up.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. He's going to call everybody over. Well, he's going to call somebody over to help him out.
they said they were just gonna spray paint some graffiti on the pipeline and on the pumping station. They hired me as a videographer.
See, I told you
Yeah.
he's a terrorist.
Well, they spray painted on the pipeline, all right, but they used some dude as a rattle can. So you're gonna have to come with us.
What? No
we're
way.
going to
These
the pump station.
They're a bunch of hippies. They wouldn't hurt anybody.
Kid, listen. There's some shit out here you don't want to see. If you stick with us, it's probably going to be better for everybody. You don't need to be out here getting hurt.
Well, yeah, I mean, God, that's a big gun. Yeah, I'll stay with you guys.
I'll kind of ease up on how I'm holding the gun, just like
when Doc comes out, he's going to say,
I thought I was going to die out here.
Where's your video equipment?
Well, I left it in the camp when I went to take a leak. I haven't even gone back in there. I've just been in here.
Did you leave it recording, or was it only in-hand recording equipment?
Oh, it was handheld, but it's got to be around there somewhere. Maybe if the bear didn't smash it.
Yeah,
all right.
I think the bear's the least of your worries right now.
Let's put everybody to work and quickly dismantle what we can of this camp and get out of here.
So if you guys then continue to like search through the camp and the viscera, he'll see the body parts and he'll step aside and like vomit kind of violently into the snow.
Sounds about right.
Puking up MREs.
Every time you throw up in this environment, that's a year off your life. Just remember that, kid. He's gonna go over and laugh.
Steady, Doc. Steady.
Yeah, then get ready to go to jail when we come back to civilization.
What jail for what? For shooting videos of some?
Yeah, you were there when they sprayed our property.
I'm gonna throw an arm out, just like Heinz. Steady.
Hey man, maybe you can use my camera for evidence. You know, we can make a deal.
You can see who did this.
You're with you're with Exxon? He looks at all of you.
Some of us.
Yes.
So pouring through the camp, you will find pretty quickly. It'll only take you maybe 20 minutes or something. You will eventually find a video camera with a VHS cassette in it.
Brilliant.
And you'll also find a journal.
Journal.
That can be useful.
Who is our one member still down on the skid? The little
Yeah, he's probably woken up by now, I'd say.
If he's not up and about, we're going to get him something to eat, and I'm going to put him to work on the journal since he can't do much of anything else.
Okay. So he hands you some MREs and a protein bar and a journal, Ben.
Yeah, he would probably be like rubbing his forehead and just slowly reading it, see what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as you're pouring over that, does anybody want to have a look with the video camera and look back at what's on the cassette?
I'll take a look.
So there's hours of video. You have to kind of press through it a bit and stuff, and like fast forward through bits to see. But you'll see there's hours of video showing them setting up camp, talking about their environmental views, discussing their plans. Oh, here, yeah, they're discussing plans to handcuff themselves to the pumping station. Give me a spot hidden check while you're flipping through it.
Oof. Yep. Nope.
Okay. And you're looking at the journal, Ben, while she's doing this, looking back at the video cassette footage. You see, it's mostly things of a personal nature or related to the Earth First, planned actions. They came out here to spray paint the pipeline and the pumping station. Or they were gonna handcuff themselves to the pumping station as a protest against the the environmental violations of the Exxon Corporation and how it's basically causing potential damage to Canadian land and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Typical environmentalist shit. You do find one interesting reference to a local Indian legend speaking of a spirit called Urayul, which is described as a defender of the wild places. And sketched on that same page is an odd star-like symbol.
Huh. I think he would have like a little marker or a pen or something. He would circle it. He would be like, Amanda, come here. Look at this. Either they were really high or they actually seen something out here.
All right, and I'll walk over, just kind of take a look and figure out what in the fresh hell.
Yeah. Anybody else want to look at the footage, or you're happy with her perusal and summary of it?
No, I want to see the footage.
You want to see the footage?
Yeah.
Okay.
What those terrorists have done.
Sure. You can give me a spot hidden check as well.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a bonus die, though, because of your paranoia, and also because of your attention to detail, since you're really...
I rolled a 9 without a bonus.
Nice. So as you're flipping through the footage, at one point, while the leader of this Earth First camp is discussing their plans to handcuff themselves to the pumping station, you think you see something move in the trees in the distance behind him, and you kind of rewind and watch again. You see a tall, like, kind of off-white, hairy figure moving through the trees, but you can't really make out any details because the footage is kind of shaky, and it's in the distance behind the guy who's talking. But it looks like an upright, hairy, kind of off-white colored figure, like just walking from right to left between the trees, and then it's gone.
Okay, I call the others, and hey, come here. There's something like an animal on this footage.
Did you say enema?
Yeah, please come. Maybe you can explain me what this is. And I point at this white figure that is on the footage I saw.
Oh, that's definitely a hippie.
Well, but the hippies are at the pipeline. But there, don't you see there between the
I don't
boats?
think that's any kind of hippie there, Doc. I think you might need to go get your eyes checked a little bit.
Yeah, just trying to stay warm with a little humor. I have no idea what that is. Maybe it's a hippie in a costume trying to make the company look bad.
Okay, I called the guy we found there and asked him what that is on the footage.
Hey man, I've got a name. My name's Bill.
Yeah.
Hi, Bill.
Terrorist.
Steady Hines.
What? Oh yeah, that looks like the bear I saw. I bet you that's it. It must have been stalking the camp.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Are polar bears here? Because it's white. Are there
Do you
common in
really
this
think
region?
a bear could have put a head on a stick?
I'm gonna have to do a Google search. I don't know if polar bears are in British Columbia.
Why wouldn't they be?
I don't know. I'm just not sure because I don't know the habitat. Okay, yeah, they do have polar bears in British Columbia. Yep, could be a polar bear, indeed.
Wild.
Yeah, no, I just had to. Like, I don't even know if polar bears are native to that part of Canada or not. So
They are more dangerous. They are more dangerous than grizzlies. So
yeah, if you see a polar bear, you're just shit out of luck. You might can't run into.
Yeah, the bear you guys ran into was definitely a grizzly, but whatever that is. Actually, Doc, or not Doc, Oz, you gonna look at the footage too? Give me a natural world check.
Oz had the dip because of dogs.
Okay. Well, anybody else want to make a natural world check?
I'll give it a shot.
I have a miserable check.
Yeah, your exhaustion is still kicked in until you get at least a nice night's rest there, Ben, unfortunately. Well, the food does help, but you feel a little bit better. But you got a 3?
I got a 3 out of 20. That
Nice.
is an extreme success.
Yeah, polar bears don't walk around upright like that.
Yeah,
At
I
least
didn't think so.
not for. You've never seen one walk like that before. It's got
that
kind of
sounds
like
about
a human-like gait to it.
Yeah, bears don't do that. Hmm. Oh dear.
Yeah,
Alright.
circus polar bear, maybe. Ben, maybe. Don't know what it would be doing out here in the woods of British Columbia, but not to mention they usually don't use polar bears for circuses, but
Hey man, it's British Columbia. You don't know what kind of shit they get up to.
that's a good point.
So yeah, okay, interesting. At this point, I'm gonna kind of turn to Ben and just. So, how long have you guys been out here? How long have you been in the cave?
I don't even know. I've lost track. I've been hiding for so long.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. What was the date? What's the date today? It's the 30th of
23rd.
October.
That 30th of October.
Let me do a quick look here, see if it tells me when this happened. Sure, it does somewhere. It must. Okay. Yeah, it was. Oh no, this must have been the. I'm trying to think of the date. It would have been like the 19th, I think.
You've been out here for a good minute. How have you stayed hidden from, the bears?
I just didn't come out. There's plenty of food in there.
That's fair.
And if you look over there, there's a couple bottles full of my piss.
Strange that the bears didn't come in for the food.
Yeah, that's.
Hey man, look, I'm no animal expert, okay? I'm just a videographer. I'm not even into all this environmental crap these guys are doing. I was just doing it for for an opportunity to make a video that might get seen and get my name out there, man. I want to be a filmmaker. I didn't sign up for this shit. And he gestures around to the gore and viscera, and then he sees the head on the branch for the first time, and then he starts to throw up again.
That's another year off your life,
Yep.
boy.
Just kind of pat him on the back. Just, yep, steady on.
Yeah, this country is full of bears, especially out in the wild places like this. And that bear we came across, there was something wrong with it. This isn't a normal bear killing, but I'm pretty sure it's a bear. People don't do this.
But Oz,
I was
do
curious.
bears walk on their hind legs, and do they put heads on branches like this? My good sir.
They stand up on their hind legs, sure.
But do they walk consistently like this? And I show them the section that Heinz pointed out. Bears don't do that.
You know, that Star Wars movie, they had a really large fella in a furry costume. Everybody knows the Wookiee.
That's a good movie.
So, I'm fantastic film. So I'm just gonna say this was probably something like that. There ain't no kind of this has got to be a person. Somebody's trying to send a message. Maybe these folks just hired somebody new. They didn't maybe investigate him so much. He could have been some sicko. Murdered all these folks. I don't know this. I don't know. And Oz is gonna kind of wander off a little bit shaken, pretending that he's investigating.
Right.
But he is not investigating.
So can these bears be a potential threat to our pipeline?
To the people.
To the workers,
To the
okay?
people, to the pipeline, to anything.
So when you kill the bear, I offer you $2,000 for the head of this bear that did this when you kill it.
Well, you already saw the bear we killed earlier, so are you gonna double that, or?
Yeah. For every white bear you kill, I give $2,000.
I was
Let's
wondering.
not-
Loaded.
Well, they're talking about bears and all this crazy like theories. Can I start searching around the camp, see if I can find any like hairs of this thing, see if it's shedding or like some tracks or something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden check.
That's with a penalty, ain't it?
Yeah, you get all kinds of penalties. What
Well, if
do you
it's
got? Just one penalty for skill checks. Yeah, one penalty for skill checks, one penalty for characteristic checks,
okay,
one penalty for
that's
combat.
epic fail in 96.
Okay.
First roll was 7, but yeah.
First roll was a 7, so it'd be a 97. For a
Ooh.
penalty die, like imagine you're rolling 3 dice. You're rolling your normal percentiles, but then you're rolling an extra percentile die for the first number. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's okay. So it's 97. Yeah, you don't find any hair or any signs of tracks or anything. But you're feeling really poorly too. Excuse me, got the hiccups now. I hate that.
You need to get back on. You need to get back on your little skiff there, buddy.
He would just like agree with me. He's like, all right, I don't feel good anyways, and he would go lay down.
Heinz, give me a psychology roll with a bonus die
Okay.
because of your suspicions. Because I know you don't trust this terrorist.
Nope.
Okay.
89.
Okay. No worries. So, you guys have probably wasted a good half hour or so here. At this point in time.
Ben and Oz and the doc off to the side is kind of like, so what do we do with the kid? Do we bring him with us? Do we leave him here? What do we do?
We can't just leave him out here. That's a death sentence.
Why?
Not talking to you, Heinz. I don't know.
He's a terrorist. We don't know if he wasn't the guy
He
who.
was just
Hey,
here to
I hear you
film.
guys. I'm not a terrorist.
You
Don't
sit down and eat a Cliff Bar.
Dude,
Hush.
son, cut your hair and search some work.
You can't just leave me out here. I'm going with you guys, man. No,
Yeah, nobody's
listen.
leaving you out here, son.
All right. Here's what we do. Heinz, you employ the kid to document the rest of our excursion to prove evidence of all the terrorists, and then we'll work out the details for him along the way and let him earn his keep.
Hmm.
Yeah. I still got some tape left. I can video.
Hmm.
Evidence,
Think about it,
Heinz. Evidence.
You can see
Yeah.
all the glory. Think
Okay.
about all the good things that you do while you're here. You can get that on film. You could be a hero.
A hero?
And we're just gonna stroke that ego.
A hero, really? Well, yeah. Well, that's a good idea I had. Yeah, he should record it. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good idea I had. He says that's great.
Yeah.
Yep, so he's coming with. And speaking of that, we should probably get moving. Sooner we can get indoors, the better.
And as soon as everybody else is out of range of the two other Marines, and besides, he looks kind of weak, he'll make great bait.
Gonna pull Ben aside a little bit, just like, all right, gonna pull out my knife. Don't stab us. You stab whatever's trying to kill us. Don't die. Do your best, kid. Just kind of hand him the knife and call it a day.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that. Wow, my mouse is freaking out on me. I think the batteries are dying. Cheap bullshit Kodak batteries. Okay. Let's take a quick couple minutes if anybody wants to use the restroom quick, etc.
Roger.
Just like 2 minutes. I just gotta grab some batteries to put in my mouse, and then you'll be arriving at the pumping station. Be right back.
Oh, shit. Not dead yet.
kind of hard for me to do anything here without a working mouse because I've disabled my touchpad because it drives me crazy. I would check the comments to see if we received any comments yet, but I can't even do that without the mouse. So there, everything's fine again. Yeah, go ahead.
Mouse being less mousy.
Yeah.
Or I guess both less and more mousy.
Yeah, I guess that's a bit of a contradiction, but yeah. Let's go back to the maps and scenery. Boom, we'll go back to this one. There we go. Cool. Okay, I'm ready when everybody's back then. So, oh, we got Captain Gothnog in the house. Alex, who wrote the adventure, popped in, said he's enjoying the horror.
Hey, we're enjoying it too. Thanks much. Great adventure so far, man.
Yes, stole some of those rules of the wilderness for a Mountains of Madness campaign I run
cool.
here.
Very cool.
Nice.
If anybody is interested, this adventure is available on Drive-Thru RPG. It's called The Pipeline. It's by Critical Hit Publishing. And if you've bought it previously, you might want to check it out just to make sure you have the most updated version, because we did go through and found some kind of like errors and page references and references to old rules that were no longer in effect and stuff like that. So it's been updated to make more sense and be a little bit more, what's the word? Efficient, I guess. Anyway, when it comes to like referencing the rules throughout the module. So.
Yeah, man, it's definitely really nice. I definitely like it, especially the fact that the snow's killing me.
Snow is deadly.
All right.
I really like it. I mean, it's realistic. And
yeah, Critical Hit Publishing, they do the cinematic environment stuff. They did a whole bunch of them for 5th edition D&D, and now they're starting doing a series for 7th edition. I think this was the first one they did for 7th edition Call of Cthulhu. But there will be more, I can say for sure.
I'm excited.
Okay.
There's a lot of great stuff so far. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, I love this adventure. They floated me a copy, just said, hey, do you want to check out this adventure we wrote? And I read it. I was like, oh yeah, I want to run this for sure.
Are there more than the pipeline from him?
For Call of Cthulhu, I don't think they've published anymore yet. I have play tested another one that he was working on though.
Okay.
Back.
There's more coming. I'm actually kind of working with him on one at the moment as well for a 1970s setting.
Yeah, 1970s.
Yeah.
Far out, man. I dig it.
We'll start diving back into John's childhood.
Yeah, when I was 3.
Okay, so I think everybody's back.
Yeah.
So you eventually over the next hour, you kind of come out of the woods and up a little bit of a hill over the kind of final rise, and you can see Exxon pumping station number 31 coming into view, surrounded by a high cyclone fence topped with barbed wire. You can see 2 gates entering the compound on the northwest and southeast sides, near the points where the pipeline itself passes through. So you're coming from the south. Station itself consists of a half-dozen buildings with a large central structure that houses the pumping machinery, offices, living space, and radio shack. The other buildings contain a machine shop, inspection station, a maintenance area, fuel storage, and general storage. Even at this distance, though, you can see that something is not right. Both gates appear to be bent and twisted out of place as if pushed or pulled with great force. The buildings seem to be intact, but the doors on at least 2 of them are wide open. You see no signs of movement.
Okay, what's the video guy's name? Hey, kid, what's your name?
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah. What's up?
Go ahead of us and start videotaping all this damage. We want to keep track of all this for the company.
Ahead of you?
We'll be right behind you.
He looks at you, Oz, and he looks at you.
If we're in
I'm
front
gonna
of
go
you,
with him.
if we're in front of you, it'll block the shot and take away from the art. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you.
Right. Will you walk beside me? He says to you, Oz, and he looks
Yeah,
at you Amanda, with like
I'll
kind
take him
of
up.
scared puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, I'll
just
go
give
up
him a
along
pat on
with the
shoulder,
side of him.
like,
What'd you say, Az?
I'll
look
go
at his
along
gun,
with him.
reassuring pat on the shoulder.
Oh.
Like, have the gun. Like, all right.
Cool.
We have to secure this property.
So, lady with a gun or a creepy bearded dude? And you choose the creepy bearded dude. I see.
Okay.
Yeah, I go up with him, keeping an eye out for animal tracks, because I'm convinced there's an animal. He might be actually too convinced that it's an animal.
Right.
So I'm actually going to nerf myself. Like, I will probably disregard things that are not an animal print. I'm totally going to nerf myself for this.
Do you guys all have the maps in ways that you can actually see them to make them out, or do you just have my screen? I can send them. I don't remember if I sent them before through the Hangout chat. So, or not the Hangout chat. I'll send them through the Facebook chat real quick. Just
All
in
right.
case you can't make it out on my screen too well. As soon as I find my collection of images, here we go. That's one part of the map. Where's the other part? It's a two-part map, right? All right, yeah, here's the map. The like ground floor map, basically. And I'll send through another map, which just kind of shows, because most of the buildings have upper floors and such too.
Got it. Yeah, it looks good.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I like the coffee stain. Clever.
Yeah, I just grabbed those, kind of screenshotted them straight out of the module itself.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the coffee stain. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, it's a real good looking book. I might do a review of it after we finish playthrough and show some more of it off. So, where do you want to go here?
Through one of the broken gates and directly into the offices and see if we can get some power going, get some heat going. That would be my goal.
Yeah. Also, I want to, as we're going up, take a quick peek into those two buildings with the open doors. I'm not going in, just kind of scanning in with the rifle through the doorways.
Right. So you want to know which buildings have the open doors. Fair enough. That's one of the pages. I want to have these open in big print for me too, so that I can big. That was the wrong picture. Close that one. They're upper floors.
H assumes a helipad.
Yeah, that would sound about right. So there's a maintenance shack, personnel quarters, I mean, pump building, supply building, offices, garage. And we've got the gates, supply dump, yeah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So let me see here which buildings have the open doors on them.
Just spitballing it, folks. How about we think about heading to the quarters to see if we can exchange our clothing for dry, warm clothing, and then continue our investigation.
That's a pretty good idea.
Also, by going in, he didn't say this out loud, but also by going in there, we'll determine if anybody's been there recently, because somebody's been sleeping in my bed, kind of thing.
Sounds good to me. Either way.
After that, could we please go to the offices then?
Well, sure.
So I'll just real quick here, I guess, give you descriptions of the buildings as you see them, kind of from outside before you decide what to go into. That seems to make sense, right? And I can blow this up so I can see. Okay, so item number 1 there on your map is the maintenance shack near the middle of the compound. It's a large Quonset type building. The steel door facing the personnel quarters, which is building number 2, is ajar and bent slightly as if forced open from within. Building number 2 there is the personnel quarters. It's a 2-story structure, clearly the living quarters for personnel that work at the pumping station. Both floors have a few small windows to let in what little natural light is available this time of year. And on the roof, you can see a satellite dish and a series of small skylights. The windows' rolling steel storm shutters are in place over all the windows, so seeing inside through them is impossible. I won't go into detail for the rooms unless you decide to go into the living quarters, and we can deal with that as it comes. I'll move on to building number 3 then. So this is going from left to right. Building number 3, you'll see the pump building. The central structure is surrounded by various tanks, pipes, and other hardware, marking it as the main pump building. The door to the battery room, which you would know because you do have the map details, Oz, of course, and Amanda. The door to the battery room has been torn from its hinges and cannot be seen anywhere nearby. If you come closer to the open door, which I know you said you were going to kind of check these out, Oz, you can hear the low hum of current flowing in the room beyond. A large yellow sign to the right of the doorway warns of high voltage within. And if you look down the side of the building there, on the same wall, another door at the far end of the building on that wall seems to be unopened. If you kind of check it out at all, you'll see there's a sign that marks that door as pump room, authorized personnel only. The second floor of the pump building has a number of windows, though again, nothing can be seen from the ground. There's a bundle of heavy cables emerging from the outer wall that runs along the structure's roof to connect with a 300-foot tall radio tower. Then building number 4 is the kind of square one farthest on the right, but furthest back, furthest to the north. That's the supply building. It's a 2-story building. It's quite plain from the outside. The sign above the door identifies it as a supply building. A large roll-up garage door on it is closed, as is a standard exterior metal door further along that same wall. Building number 5 then, which is the smaller building kind of right in front of it, from where you are anyway, coming from the south. This is one of the more attractive buildings in the complex, the 2-story structure with a sign identifying it as the station's main office. There are 2 doors at opposite ends of the northern wall. The right one has a small square window about face height, though the glass of it is broken. And then we have building number 6, which is the garage. This building has 3 large roll-up garage doors that face the main compound and a heliport on the roof that overhangs the front and back of the structure. The garage on the far right has a standard-sized door built into it so that the large ones don't have to be opened in order for personnel to access the garage. Near the north side of the building are a set of 4 tall cylindrical tanks. I see, actually, I've got my north to south mixed up here. It looks like, if I'm reading this right, north is on the left side of these maps, just so you know. Sorry. So yeah, there's a set of 4 tall cylindrical tanks labeled as containing diesel fuel. There's a fuel pump mounted on the wall near the tanks for fueling vehicles, with a pipe going up the side of the building to a pump on the heliport.
Well, we should probably get Ben inside and change these clothes up into something dry.
Sure, we might even stick him in one of the beds, let him get warmed up.
Yeah,
so you guys
definitely a good idea.
You're talking about going to the personnel building first?
Right, building 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So building 2. So as you're kind of like
A little
investigating
worried
the
about that one.
outside, of the building, it looks like the electricity appears to be on. The latches on both doors are broken, as if the doors were locked and then forced open. And the door which leads to the common area, you would know from your maps, which on the map there is 2A. So that's kind of, if you're on the north side of the building, it's the door on the right side of the building. That door has a dozen or so small circular dents indicative of bullet hits fired by a handgun from the inside. Your security officers could easily identify those as having been fired likely from a .45 caliber weapon.
Nice.
From the size of the dents. So which door do you want to enter in? Do you want to enter in that door there on the right with the bullet dents on it? Well, like I said, they're pushing out from the inside. Or do you want to go to the door on the left? Like I said, the latches on both are broken, so.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just
easily.
closest one.
Coin.
Yeah, closest one, I figure.
Well, I guess the closest one will be, since we described it last, is the one with the bullet dents in it. So, just to give you some general interior details, the interior of this building, it has a very modern look with pale light paneled walls, stainless steel fixtures, and solid wooden doors. With the exception of when you get to them, if you get to them, the kitchen and restrooms are tiled floors, but the rest of the floors are covered with a carpet of brown rubber mesh, soft to walk on, but quickly sheds moisture. So going into room A, the common area, carpeted with beige industrial carpet, this room is set up as a simple living room. You see 2 sofas and 2 recliners. There's a TV and VCR mounted to the wall with a bracket. It's currently turned on, but shows nothing but gray static. There's a mixed smell of something burned and a metallic odor, kind of like copper.
Nice.
You can also see there are 2 different stairwells in the kind of, that would be the northeast corner of the building, one of which leads up, and another which leads down. And judging by the maps that you all have available to you, you know, the one that leads up supposedly leads up to the rec room, and the one leading down leads down to the power room. And of course, looking down the hall, there are another 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings on the south end of this building, or another 4 rooms, I should say, on the south end of this building. And then there are 2 rooms on the kind of north wall to the left of the stairs, one of which looks like it probably leads to the restrooms, you're guessing, just from looking at that, just from the way it looks on the map, if you can see it there. Kind of, I know, like I said, north is on the left side of the map, so that would be the, what would that be? That would be the, God, I'm getting my directions mixed up here. Sorry, that'd be the southeast corner. It looks like on the map, it looks like restrooms anyway. Yeah, restrooms and showers.
You said there was a sofa in there, right?
Yep, there's a sofa, TV, VCR. There's 2 sofas and 2 recliners, in fact. This is basically like the common room. This is the living area, common area.
Yeah, and
if you're looking around at all, you will see there are some expended shell casings on the floor, but you don't see any blood. You don't see any kind of a weapon around.
I was gonna say, like, Ben, he definitely doesn't feel too good, especially what happened out there. So he's gonna make his way into one of the couches and just like lay down.
Okay. Ben goes and lays down on one of the sofas. What are the rest of you doing?
Buddy? You all right?
We're looking for. I'm looking for. Our doc's looking for dry clothes, Carhartts, boots, mucklucks, anything like that.
Yep. into the bunk rooms. It looks like those two middle ones on that wall. Is that
Yeah.
2G and F? I'm just thinking that probably be the best bet to find clothing.
So 2G and 2F.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, that one does look like it says 2A on it. No, it's 2H. There's 2E. You're in 2A at the moment. So you got 2E, 2F, 2G, and 2H on the left side, which again, that would be the north side of the building. And on the south side, you got 2D and 2C, which are like the bathrooms and showers, and 2B. And then, of course, you have stairs up and stairs down. So, Oz, you wanted to go to which one first?
I'll pop into H.
2H.
It's right there, that first room on our left coming in.
Right there.
And I'm going with is that Dr. Major for dry clothes for everybody.
Okay, so Dr. Major and you are both going over to 2H.
Yes.
Ben is currently lying on the couch. So 2H, if you open the door, this bunk room is dark. Quick flick of the switch. The lights do not seem to be working. The room is slightly musty, but it seems relatively clean. There's a small writing desk with scattered notebook pages all over it. I assume you're using one of your personal flashlights for the moment.
Sure.
Since the lights in the room are not working.
Absolutely. Well, if there's not any of the clothes or anything like that, he's going to move on.
All right. Yeah. Are there like foot lockers or dressers or bureau or whatever you want to call them?
Nope. Just the desk with all the notebook paper on it. Notebook pages. Look like they've been torn out of a spiral notebook.
All right. I'll have to make a note to come back to that.
Okay, so you guys go on to 2G. 2G is another bunk room. Again, the bunk room is dark and the switch inside the door does nothing. There's a sour smell of dirty laundry drifting from the room, followed by odors of mixed sweat and maybe blood. There are clothes scattered across the room and the bedding has been dumped on the floor. You hear a faint whimper in the darkness.
Yikes.
Rifle up.
Rifle up and out, exactly.
Tall bunk with 3 levels. There's a small writing desk with a chair, 3 shallow lockers, and it looks like there are 3 stout foot lockers underneath the bunk. Whoever's up front on point, which I think at the moment was Doc and Oz, go ahead and give me spot hidden checks.
Before we spot hidden, did we come in with the working knowledge of who should be at this facility?
Yeah, something like that. There were supposed to be the workers here.
Right.
That was it.
All right, fair enough. Spot hidden. Here we go.
Don't ask me how many because I don't know right now. I think I might have said at one point actually when we started out the
right. I'm sure
scenario 7 weeks ago. But
I got a 56 and I got a 56. I got 56 on the nose.
Okay.
I got a fail with my disadvantage.
Right.
Or my penalty.
Am I supposed to have a disadvantage?
Well, you notice. No, you don't because you're not suffering from any exhaustion. You slept fine last night.
Oh, okay. Carry on.
You notice there seems to be a young man huddled behind the foot lockers underneath the bunk. Looking at him with your light, he is filthy. Looks to be maybe about 20 years of age. He's clearly soiled himself several times. And when you shine your light on him, he tries to push himself further into the corner, obviously terrified. The space there under the bed is packed with food wrappers, chicken bones, and dried vomit.
Is there a window in this room, or is it just the door in?
I have to look at the map. I think, though.
I'm looking too.
No, I think it's just door in.
I'm gonna have. If I'm the only one there, I'm gonna close the door and lock it.
Okay. You just pull the door closed. It needs a key to lock it.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
wait. No, you could probably lock it from the inside. Turn the thing. And then pull it closed.
then we won't be able to get it back open again.
Mhm.
I'll just pull it closed.
Okay.
And we'll just. Who's all with us right now?
Well, everybody's there except Ben's laying on the couch. I assume. What are you doing at the moment, Heinz, while this is going on? Because I think Amanda was backing you guys up, right?
I'm just watching. I'm checking how much money we lost through all the damage.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Heinz, we need you to come stand by this door. One of those dirty hippies that caused all this damage is in this room, and we need to make sure he stays in this room. So we're going to have you guard the door.
Me? I should guard the door?
You have a whole pistol. You'll be fine. You know how to use it, right?
In Germany, it's not very common to use a pistol.
Well, you're not in Germany.
Okay.
You'll live. Don't sweat it.
And then we're going to move on to the next room.
Okay. The next room is 2F. So 2F is a pantry and storage room. The door to this room is slightly ajar. The interior looks to have been torn apart, leaving shredded food and packaging everywhere. There's a strong smell in the room that could be either vinegar or urine.
Delicious. Love that.
Close that door too.
Okay.
Just gonna close all the doors today.
Just the
Pull
door.
the door closed. It latches. Click.
The doors I don't want to deal with right now.
Moving on to 2E then.
2E it is.
2E is a cold room. It seems to be the main entrance to the personnel quarters as well. Several benches are scattered throughout the room, and there are several sets of cold weather clothing hanging on wall hooks, including parkas, ski pants, gloves, boots, and snowshoes. It's just above freezing in this room, so although it's cold, it's not nearly as cold as outside. This cold weather gear will fit anyone of average build and height, and is rated up to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 40 degrees Celsius. It's equal at that point. I'm going to search the room further.
Put that on Ben.
It just says several sets. There's plenty for all of you.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm going to pull those out and split them up among the other folks waiting. Leave two for Amanda and Doc there.
Sure.
Or I guess pass those as I go and go give the others to the
as you're doing
rest
so,
of
you
the
can
folks.
kind of look around the rest of the room. You'll see there is a survival pack, which includes a first aid kit,
Nice.
fire starters, a signaling mirror, a survival knife, and a flare gun with 4 flares.
Brilliant.
I've got a flare gun with 5 in my pack.
Nice.
We'll take the extra flares for sure. And the gun.
Yeah, why not? You never did any first aid on your shoulder either, did you? You guys got so wrapped up in the moment you forgot all about it. It's still aching.
Oh, yeah. Been tendering it. I'm actually glad that I haven't had to fire a weapon yet, because I was assuming it was my right shoulder, and that's rifle butt.
Yeah.
I imagine that's going to hurt like hell when that thing, when I have to fire a gun.
I imagine if you're in a situation where you have to fire your gun, you're not going to be worried about that sore shoulder too much. You're going to have bigger worries to deal with at that point.
Well, if he doesn't mention the shoulder, we're going to keep going.
Okay, where to next?
Next room.
2C and 2D.
2C and 2D.
2C is the restroom. It's simple and functional, tiled white throughout. The fixtures would be at home in any public toilet. A doorway to the left opens up into a shower area. That's your 2D.
Going to check for running water.
The lights are out, and though they seem to be undamaged, flipping the switch again doesn't turn them on. Would you say check the water?
Yeah, for running water.
Toilets and sinks are functional.
I'll check the showers just to make sure there's
in the showers too. The lights are not working in the shower room either, Amanda. But otherwise, everything seems normal. The showers are working and have hot water. The wall opposite the shower stalls has 6 shallow lockers with a wooden bench in the middle of the room.
Nice.
You don't see any people, and further search of the room reveals nothing except for 2 clean bath towels in one of the lockers.
All right, folks. So we know there's power, but the lights aren't working. You guys seen an electrical box yet? It's got to be a panel somewhere. The breakers are flipped or something.
Power was working fine in the common area.
Let's.
The TV's still on, showing nothing but static.
I want to go back and to the room with the guy in there where we shine the lights and you just kind of like, ugh.
Okay, well, you head back, and we're gonna continue looking.
Okay,
I'm keeping an eye open for a breaker box this time.
So she'll be going back. She'll be going on over to 2G, I think it was, where the guy was hiding under the bunk, while you guys go into 2B. So we'll do 2B first. As soon as this door is open, you're hit with the smell of burned food and a wave of heat. This is the kitchen, and it's in a shambles. Pots and utensils are scattered everywhere. The floor is a disgusting, greasy broth. The industrial-sized refrigerator is open. Contents are strewn around it. Light from the refrigerator's interior casts strange shadows about the room. There's a deep red glow coming from the oven, which is clearly on, and through the window you can see a charred object that might have once been a roast. This is clearly the source of the overwhelming burnt smell, though it does at least mask the odor of rotting food that would otherwise pervade the room. You're instantly hit with a wave of nausea from the noxious vapors and sudden heat. So, yeah, actually, both Oz and Doc, give me your constitution checks, please.
Stand by. Rolling.
This is not a skill check, right? So you don't have a penalty die for your exhaustion on this. This is a characteristic check.
I got a 69, and his stat is an 89, so I'm good.
Yep, you can check the vomit.
Yep. I got a regular pass.
Yep.
Now,
52 out of 65.
You also check the urge to vomit.
Now, the heat that's coming out of that is coming from, I'm going to check the active source. See if
from the oven. The oven's on, yeah.
Yeah, let's secure the oven.
So you go and turn it off. It turns off. The kitchen is very modern. There's brushed stainless steel surfaces, granite countertops, restaurant quality appliances. Prior to its decimation, it would have been the envy of any professional chef. The fluorescent light housing in the ceiling has been damaged, and the lights are dimly flickering in here. Search of this room will reveal that while most of the food has been dumped on the floor, all of the meat has been eaten, leaving only shredded and bloody butchered paper. Go ahead and give me spot hidden checks while you guys are in there.
Spot hidden checks.
Oh yeah, 48 out of 50.
Nope,
Okay.
I failed this one.
Okay, that's all you really find for now. So we'll jump over to Amanda. Amanda, you walk up to the bunk room that the young man was hiding in, and you see Heinz. Heinz is probably nervously standing beside the door with Benjamin's pistol in his hand.
Yep.
Looking really out of place and not happy, I imagine.
Probably not.
Especially now, too, you guys can even smell the stink coming from the kitchen, even though it's down the hall.
Yeah. Just at ease, Heinz. Gonna go in here. I'm gonna check it out. You'll be fine.
Okay, I follow you.
So yeah, gonna open the door and just kind of call out, "Hey, we know you're in here. We're not gonna hurt you. Come on out. You'll be okay." Kind of coax the guy under the bed out best I can.
Okay. Do you want to use charm, persuasion, intimidation? How do you want to get him out?
That's an excellent question. Let's go with persuasion.
Okay. Go ahead, give me a roll. Are you suffering exhaustion? You were, right?
Not.
No, you're not. That's right. You and Doc were the
well.
ones that didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got a hard pass.
Hard pass. Okay. He eventually, just the soothing tone of your voice, and he starts to kind of crawl out from under the bed, and nervously, but seeming to believe you. He looks really, really shook up, and he's just like trembling. He's covered. You can see his clothes, like obviously his pants. You can tell he's just like probably been just shitting and pissing in his pants for the entire time he's been under here. It's disgusting.
Right.
And he's got some dried vomit on his shirt as well. Oh. He's near catatonic, but
Gotcha.
he's standing there shaking.
So probably not a lot of conversations going to be happening with this guy.
Yeah, you don't think so? You could try to interrogate him, maybe, but
maybe not interrogate, but just kind of like ask simple, like, "Hey, what's your name? How long have you been here?" Grab a blanket, kind of wrap him up a little bit, just like, "You good?"
sure. And you guys all have the maps now, so I actually have an image of this guy, so you can see what it looks like. If I go back to my characters presentation, load presentation, yes, save this one. This is maps and shit. And I want to load the characters. Let me see, where's this guy's image? Yeah, that's him there. There he is.
Ah. All right.
He's obviously not as clean as he looks in that picture, but
okay. So yeah, just gentle, easing, kind of like keep a constant, very calming tone. Just, all right, you good? Are you hurt? What happened? Are you okay?
Have you stole anything?
Shut up, Heinz. I mean, probably if he's been surviving, it happens.
He kind of like opens his mouth a bit and just like a dry croak comes out, and then he kind of closes it again real quick and just looking around nervously.
All right, I'm gonna just, Heinz, can you go get some water or something?
Why me?
Do you want to be left with a man covered in his own bodily fluids?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah.
That's what I thought. So, yeah, just kind of walk him out of the room and set him down on a chair in the common area.
Yeah, I bring some water.
Yeah, Bill is sitting on the other recliner in the common area while Benjamin is lying on the couch. Bill goes up and messes with the VCR. Where are you getting the water from? Sorry, going to the kitchen.
Aren't there's we are in the aren't there like I'm sorry, my English is not
Okay. Don't be sorry.
like this. How do you call it in English? Like
a water fountain or
yeah.
a water
yeah.
water tanks. Roll your luck.
Okay.
I mean, there's also the sinks in the bathroom. Those have running water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there should be fountains in the hall or the water containers.
Yeah, I have luck.
A water cooler.
You made your luck?
Yep.
There is. It's still half full and it hasn't been like knocked over and destroyed. So you can get water from there in the common area. Yeah.
Okay.
As he's sitting down in one of the recliners, Amanda's getting him to sit down. What's his name? Bill goes up and presses play on the VCR, and it begins to play John Carpenter's Escape from New York, right at the point where Cabby says, "Bad neighborhood, Snake. You don't want to be walking from the Bowery to 42nd Street at night. I've been driving a cab here for 30 years, and I'm telling you, you don't walk around here at night." I don't know the movie. Actually, I've never seen it, but so I probably did a horrible impersonation of it. But
what?
You guys maybe have seen it.
You must watch that movie.
Yeah, I guess. So
I haven't seen it either. It's okay.
Oh my god. Yeah, but I'm twice your age. I probably should have seen it by now.
I mean, fair,
anyway,
but still.
There's a lot of classic films I've never seen. So,
fair.
Even from my own time period. But so you guys have probably finished checking through the kitchen. What are you guys doing next? You can walk back out to the common area. You'll see Bill is now sitting down on the recliner watching Escape from New York on the TV. You see the VCR player is now playing. The other young man, covered in his own filth, has been coaxed out of the bunk room and is now sitting in the other recliner. Amanda standing near him. Heinz probably eyeing them both suspiciously.
Yep.
Benjamin just chilling on the sofa, saving his strength.
I'm gonna kind of look at the guy and kind of look over at them and kind of just mutter, "I'm not even gonna ask where the hell you found that fella." You might want to shower him up before you put him in one of these. And I'm going to pass out those cold weather suits. I don't know if I actually got around to being back in the room with everybody.
Yeah, you're short one suit now because there's another guy. But you can go back and get one easily enough. There's plenty in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll go back and get another one. I'm going to start stripping and putting that one on. Get some fresh dry clothes on. The kitchen is an awful mess, y'all. I would steer clear if you can. It smells absolutely foul.
Yeah, there's an entrance to the kitchen from this room as well. See, if you look at the map, 2B has an entrance on the hall and on the common area.
Yep.
I assume you guys closed the door when you left the kitchen?
Yeah.
Smell?
Yeah. Close each door as we go through it.
Okay. So you got stairs leading up, stairs leading down. Several other buildings. You've also got the one room, which you've made a mental note to go back and look at the papers on the desk, which is right off of this common area.
Let's go
back
up.
at a 2A. I'm going to go grab those papers.
That's 2H. It looks like an A, but if you zoom in, it's a 2H.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Well, I was actually looking. 2A is the big common room we're standing in.
Where you're currently
I
standing.
just looked at the wrong number. Yeah, I go back into that first one to grab those papers out.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to actually start examining them yourself, or do you want to give them over to Benjamin, who's just chilling, to look through them?
I'm good either way.
Oh, I was muted. My bad. Yeah, I take him back out and hand him to Ben. See what you can suss out on this. Might be nothing. Might be something.
You're going to do a search as well of the room, or carry on?
Ooh. It's a good idea, but I actually did not think of doing that. He just went for the papers.
Okay.
So there's potentially more mystery in there.
Cool. So going up.
I think up is a good choice. But I'm open to suggestions. I'm willing to go wherever you want.
Why not just split the party? Half goes up, half goes down. I'm kidding.
You could do that?
I just want to throw that out
No.
there. I'm kidding. No, bad idea. Bad idea.
This isn't Dungeons and Dragons. You know, you can split the party.
Yeah, I played
But
Dungeons and Dragons.
also Lovecraft.
I played Dungeons and Dragons in college, and you never split up the party.
Hell no. It's like the second rule besides the GM is always right.
Never commit to a land war in Russia.
Right.
We're going up.
Going up. Up leads to the rec room.
I'm actually going to stay down in the that common room with Benjamin and this new guy we found.
Can stay down there with the
keep
two.
an eye out, keep guard. Yeah.
With Benjamin,
maybe
Bill, and this unnamed
What's his name?
young man.
Yeah, somebody coherent with a gun might be beneficial. I still think there's a bear somewhere.
Okay. What about Heinz?
Sure.
Heinz, are you going upstairs with Amanda and Doc, or are you staying down here? You want to assess the damage, right?
Yeah, I want to check the damage and if there are any papers or
Cool. Well, you see a bunch of notebook papers that a big pile of notebook papers that Oz has taken out of one of the rooms and handed to Benjamin, who's now looking through them.
Okay, is it can I see something? Can I recognize something that it's like important for the company or?
The pages they're handwritten notebook pages. So you're gonna kind of look over his shoulder as he's going through them. Sit there with him.
Okay. Wait. Before you read it, could I please check if there are any company secrets in there?
You guys should have nothing to hide. I don't know why you'd need to.
Well, you'd never know.
Benjamin, you're holding the papers. It's up to you.
Well, damn. My rolls are going to be shitty, but you need me to roll something?
No, you don't need to roll anything. It's just up to you. Do you want to hand them over to Heinz as his request, or do you want to look through them first?
Well, I mean, he's our employer, so I have to do what he says.
Okay. Yeah, so he hands the papers over to you, and you can start paging through them while the other two walk upstairs. So you did end up splitting the party anyway.
Listen.
So I'll just do the papers first with you, Heinz.
Okay.
So some of them are just personal letters intended for friends and relatives. They seem to have been written by Anna Levesque. The letters indicate that she was probably a government inspector sent from Vancouver to make the final assessment to either approve or delay the pipeline startup date. However, two of the pages are different. The first one has a rough sketch depicting some sort of cave or stone structure with what appears to be an altar piled with bones. The second page describes a strange shrine or temple, presumably the one in the drawing. And I have an image of the drawing here somewhere. See if I can find it. Load presentation. Oops, cancel file. Load presentation. We'll save this one. This is characters. I've got 4 different presentations up because I don't have the paid version of XSplit. I can only put 4 images on each presentation. So we save characters. And we open. I have it here. This one. You see. There.
Ooh. Okay. Wait.
So where this shiny kind of light is in the middle is like the altar, and there's bones piled on it. Can't really see too much detail in that image, unfortunately. But and while you're going over those and trying to make sure there's no company secrets on there, the other 2 lads were walking upstairs to the rec room. Oh, and Amanda, were you going with them, or were you staying here with? Oh, sorry, not 2 lads. Sorry, is Amanda and Doc were going upstairs. Oz is staying down below. Sorry, I'm getting my characters mixed up.
Sorry, a question with the papers. In the papers, it's from the government. Is there anything in there in the papers that it's forbidden to search for oil there because of some ancient ruins or something?
If you want to read through the details, it'll take you about an hour.
Okay, but I want to.
Oh wait, no, it won't take you. No, there's nothing on there. These are just like personal letters intended for friends and relatives.
Okay, but I put
the
away.
room that they were taken out of is right over there, though. If you want to go in there and see if there's anything more.
Because the first thing that I think is like, oh, when there are ancient ruins, then we are not allowed to build or dig for oil there.
Right.
So I'm like, So keep it like.
Do you want to go into the room that he took these papers out of and see if you can find anything more?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can hand the papers back over to Benjamin, who will look.
Yeah, but not the photo. Not the photos.
Okay, you don't give him the photos.
Yeah.
Okay, you keep those 2 pages. So you just give him back the personal letters to friends. Yeah. It's boring reading, Benjamin, unfortunately. It's just some government inspector from Vancouver sending letters to her friends and relatives. Talks about how she's on an assessment job in British Columbia to either approve or delay the startup date for Pumping Station 31, the new Canadian pipeline, blah, blah, blah. Really dull.
They probably just put it in a folder to take it back with them just in case, they want to look through it, whoever hired us.
So Heinz, you're going to go in, and yeah, the room is indeed basically kind of like the inspector's office while she was here. So it'll take you a while to go through all that stuff. So I will first go to the rec room with Doc and Amanda. So this room upstairs is the largest room in the building. If you look at your map there of the upper floors, it's in 2I now. So that's on the kind of upper left portion of the upper floors map. So this is the largest room in the building, dominated by a full-size pool table, 3 pinball machines, Flash Gordon, Kiss, and Sorcerer. There's a simple bar and a sofa that faces a TV and VCR fixed to the wall. The only light in this room currently is coming from the pinball machines, bathing the area in gaudy colors. The balls and cues have been left on the pool table, as if in the middle of a game. There are half-finished drinks on tables about the room, and even a half-eaten ham sandwich that's not looking very appetizing at the moment. There's a faint hum coming from the lit up pinball machines, but it's otherwise quiet in here.
Again, we're going to try the lights. The lights don't come on?
Doesn't say, so I'm going to say they do. Yeah, the lights turn on.
That is curious, but good.
Do a quick search of the room. It will basically just tell you that it'll confirm pretty much what you probably already suspect. Looks like the people here dropped whatever they were doing and never returned. There is a tape in the VCR.
I'll fiddle with that a little bit, see what was in.
Just push play or pop it out.
Pop it out.
Pop it out. It's the movie Reanimator. The bar is stocked with several dozen bottles of hard liquor, drink mixes, and Budweiser on tap.
Feel like having a drink, Doc?
I'm going to say yes.
Sure.
What will you have?
Take some Budweiser against my own decisions.
Budweiser?
My own better judgment.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I thought you were a Marine, and he's going to go and see what kind of liquor there is.
Yeah, you've got, nothing like top shelf, but it's your basic bar liquor. You've got rum, gin, whiskey, vodka, tequila.
Take some gin.
Gin.
Some kind of bottom shelf scotch.
All right. Well, he's going to fall back on his college days and make up a quick shot with all the clear liquors and offer her one, and he'll have one. He'll hold it up. Salud.
Mazel tov, man.
Oh, that really warms the bones on the inside.
Nice. I think this will be our common room. We get everybody up here at some point.
That might be a good decision.
Okay. You've still got a few more rooms back there at the on the upper floor. 2L, 2K, and 2J. 2L, the big one on the left, is that's the game room. It's lined with shelves that are stacked with board games, puzzles, game books, dice, playing cards, a Nintendo game console with 8 cartridges, and so on. There's a folded ping pong table leaning against one wall, and a large bin sits in the corner with a number of items for outdoor use, including frisbees, a football, a soccer ball, some baseball gear, and a horseshoe set. The room seems to be undisturbed. There are 2 wooden baseball bats that you could easily use as melee weapons if you wanted to amongst the baseball.
I am going to secure both bats and offer one to our security officer.
You're both sitting there holding ARs, but yeah, you can grab the baseball bats too.
Yep. I'm going to stick it in the old backpack.
You never know when you're going to need to thump somebody.
Or, push something around or open a door. Break a lock.
Yep.
Valid points.
Which room next, 2K or 2J?
You choose.
2K. So this is obviously a cleaning closet based on the strong smell of ammonia and lemon. Sure enough, you see a mop, wheeled bucket, brooms, dustpans, cleaning agents, sponges, and 3 wet floor signs.
All right. Supply closet.
Yeah, cleaning closet. Yep. And then 2J is a restroom. The door to this restroom is bent inward and nearly wrenched off of its hinges. The fluorescent light inside is flickering, and there's a sickeningly sweet metallic smell coming from within. Looking in through the broken door, you can see the carnage within. The floor, walls, and ceilings are painted with blood. Bits of flesh cover every surface, and a single identifiable hand is visible in the middle of the floor.
A hand?
Who's looking in? Both of you? Roll sanity checks.
Yep.
Oh,
Rolling a 46 of a 54.
62 of a 68.
Okay, you both pass. You don't lose any more sanity.
Oh, thank God.
It's just gross. It's gruesome.
You think we might want to take this with us? It might come in handy.
The hand. You
You-
want to
you just-
take the hand with you.
I was trying to bring a little levity. You didn't let me. You just killed my joke. Wow.
Sorry. Listen. That's
it was
for
a-
the person.
It was a bit heavy-handed.
Let's see. Let's see if we can find out
Awful.
the body.
Do you want to enter the restroom? Yeah.
Is the does the hand look like it was a clean cut, or it was kind of like gnawed off, or a machine rip, or something like that?
It looks to be a woman's hand, you would say, from the kind of size of it and all that.
Mhm.
It definitely was not. Oh, hold on a second here. See, you see the hand lying in the middle of the room. Yeah, wow, just the hand. Okay, yeah, it's just the hand. It's been ripped off of something. It's definitely not clean cut.
Yikes.
There's bits of viscera and tendons and a bit of bone sticking out of it. And
Oof. All right, he's gonna.
if you want to enter the restroom, you're gonna have to make another sanity check to, not for purpose of gaining or losing sanity, but just for to build up the intestinal fortitude to walk in, because it's a very small restroom. So if you walk in, you're literally going to have to be stepping on bits of torn flesh, some of which, is quite identifiable as parts of a body.
Would you like to go first?
Oh, no. Age before beauty, my good friend.
He's going to hold his hand up for the classic 1, 2, 3. Stone, paper, scissors.
All right, man.
All right. On 3, you say what you got. You ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Stone.
Rock.
Oh, 2 stones. Okay, I'll count this time. 1, 2, 3.
Paper.
1, 2, 3.
Paper.
Scissors.
Oh, she
shit.
wins.
All right, I got to hand it to you.
Give me your give me a sanity roll. I should make you make 2 sanity rolls for that. But no, give me a sanity roll.
All right, stand by.
Gotta hand it to you.
It was so bad. It was
48.
heavy-handed. I hate it.
48 is a success. So yeah, you were able to muster up the fortitude to walk in, stepping on bits of squishy flesh as you do so, and slipping a little bit in the blood maybe, but you can take care walking in.
I'm gonna look and see if there's any kind of pattern to it, like all of the blood leads to one stall, that sort of thing.
Yeah, give me a spot hidden check.
Spot hidden and rolling. 26. So it's a good roll. I'll look it up exactly.
Hard success.
Spot hidden. Yes, I needed a 28 and I got a 26.
So you find 2 things. First thing you find is a woman's necklace. It's a silver dolphin on a fine chain, lying in a pool of blood and viscera.
Right.
And also, because you got a hard success, you also find an ID badge for an Exxon employee.
He's going to pick the ID badge up and he's going to get the chain.
And you do realize now, as you're looking around, that most of the body does seem to be here. It's just in bits and pieces.
He's going to hold the badge. He's going to toss the chain to his fellow Marine there. And don't say I didn't ever give you anything. And he's going to check out the badge.
It belongs to a Miss Elizabeth Kimball, which you can assume would seem to positively identify the body.
All right, so that's at least 2 ladies that were here, which is pretty unusual to begin with. Okay. Well, here lies Elizabeth Kimball. And if there's nothing else, we'll move on. Shut the door.
Okay. Yep. As you're kind of coming out, you can realize there is, right by the door, you can see in the blood a big, massive footprint.
Is it like the
Similar.
one we saw in the woods?
Yep. And give me an idea roll.
Crap.
What? Intelligence?
Yes, intelligence.
Word.
Okay, I got a 22. And my intelligence is actually quite high.
You both passed anyway. So
Yeah,
you can
49.
see then, looking with your flashlights, like and looking now more closely, you can see like where the footprints do kind of lead out of the bathroom and then eventually down over towards the stairs before they stop leaving tracks. They're smeared, which makes it kind of difficult to positively ID, but they do look similar in size to the prints that you saw outside the tent. They are definitely barefoot because you can see toes here and there. And since you made your idea rolls, it looks like whatever made these prints was bipedal. It was walking on 2 feet.
I'm gonna place my shoed foot next to it and get a general idea of the size.
Yeah, it's about 50% larger than your shoed foot in length and width.
Well, it appears to be what was on that video, one would assume. The two-legged bear.
Bear.
All right, we'll call it a Yeti if it'll make you feel better.
It won't, but that's not a bear.
All right,
Know
how
that, at
about
least.
the most appropriate? How about a Wendigo? It's a Wendigo. It appears that a Wendigo ripped apart this young lady. And yeah, I think we should follow this track. You ready?
You want to get everybody else, or
Nope.
kind of want to?
Let's
All
just
right.
let's deal with it.
All right, let's go.
Work your way back downstairs.
Yeah, we're going to secure the area.
Okay.
Follow the tracks.
So at this point, you think you've searched every room in this building, and all you've found so far is one terrified young man covered in his own filth, the remains of some poor woman who was ripped to pieces in this bathroom, and the other various items that you did find. So as you're making your ways back downstairs, I'll go back to Heinz. Poor Benjamin's just sitting there looking at these boring ass letters to Vancouver. Heinz, as you do a thorough search of the room that the papers were taken from, you find that Anna Levesque was indeed an inspector from Vancouver. She arrived 2 weeks ago. Looking through other papers that you find in the desk, not on the desk, you discover that she was strongly encouraged by her superiors to approve the final startup date. And this insistence seems to be tied to the fact that the news of the archaeological find is causing public backlash that could delay the startup date by several months if they don't act quickly.
Yeah.
It seems that the Exxon and government officials had hoped to keep the discovery of the strange ruin under wraps until after the pipeline was fully operational.
So the Canadian government was on our side.
It would seem so, yes. The Exxon and government officials both wanted to get the pipeline running as quickly as possible before news of this temple discovery could break.
Okay. Is there any information if the news already spread about this archaeological find?
No, not at the moment. There's not.
Okay.
And let me see here.
Is there like a map or something where it is exactly?
No.
Hmm.
That would be too easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but or like a hint or something.
Yeah, nope, there's not. I'm just checking. Nope, there's not.
Yeah.
I'm just commenting as a check. But you do remember anyway that there were already environmental protests and stuff like that going on because that this pipeline passes through land that is sacred to the Tahltan tribe of indigenous, Canadian peoples, First Nations, Native Americans.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so can I check spot in when there's
Sure.
something else to find in the room? Okay. No, I failed anyway.
Okay. No, there's nothing else. But you hear the sounds of Doc and Amanda coming down the stairs now again.
Okay. Yeah, I leave the room. I have some papers in my hand, and I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Well, it seems like they are not only hippies, but they are like some savages too. Maybe they are those people that were killing those people, those hippies, and making the stuff with the hats on pikes.
I do believe it was said at the beginning. Let me just double check at the beginning, though, that the North Wind, the radical,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
the radical group that you were worried about, the Eco Terrace. They do have some connections, or is known anyway to Exxon. So it would be known to you specifically, Heinz, and it would be known to probably it might be known to your survival guide as well, that they have some members who were Talton tribal members as well.
Well, that it's very strange that those Indians killed some of those hippies.
I doubt it was the Inuit.
In what?
Well, they ain't quite Indians. Most of the tribes up here are the Inuit people.
Yeah, you Americans, whatever.
Into Canada and Alaska.
They're Canadian, Heinz.
Yeah.
A separate country. Come on.
Okay, savage Canadians. So okay.
Damn.
We've got to focus. Let's follow these track. Oh, by the way, let's get our tracker to help us with these tracks.
Oh, you're gonna take him upstairs, show him the bloody tracks?
Nope. We're gonna just tell him over to the side, show him the ID, give him the quick rundown, and say we're following the tracks out. Obviously, something terrible happened. We want to make sure that's not in the building.
Well, unfortunately, the tracks only went a little ways outside of, they had kind of stopped leaving tracks by the time they reached the stair area.
All right, well, maybe we'll bring him.
I did say that, but maybe you missed it. It's okay.
No. I understand. Let's get him to go to the last part where the tracks were. So, yes, we're going to have to take him back up. I understand what you're saying now.
Yep.
We'll take him to where the tracks ended, let him apply his tracking to it.
So can we question is the guy comfortable enough now that we can talk to him? The one that is full of
the almost catatonic one?
Yeah.
You can attempt to.
I'll reach into my pocket and grab one of those like protein bars that the dude had in the thing, and I'll hand it to him, see if he'll start eating it. And if he starts eating it, I'll try to talk to him.
Okay. Which of your social skills do you want to try to use? Charm? Probably charm if you're trying to calm him down.
Well, I don't have that.
You could do.
Can I use psychology on her?
You could use psychoanalysis. Psychology is more for like kind of intuition, trying to detect like deception, stuff like that, or how a person is maybe feeling, or through their body language, etc. Psychoanalysis is for trying to like calm people down from.
I don't really see any like talking skills in here.
So you're not much of a talker.
Well, I'll give him the food and see. If
you have a base chance anyway, but
well, I'll try charm and see what happens.
What's the base chance on charm? It should be in parentheses on the character sheet.
Mine is pre-gen, so it doesn't show any of that.
Does anybody have a full character sheet that might show?
I do. What do you need?
What's the base percent for charm?
Charm is 15 as a base.
Okay, you have a 15% chance. You can go ahead and roll that. Now, you have a penalty die due to your exhaustion as well.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, it would have not worked out. The first one's 15, but the other one's 46.
So it'd be 15 and 25. So if you want, you can spend 10 points of luck, or you could push the roll, which means you can try again.
That's a thing.
Okay. Well, she would give you a bonus die then, which would cancel out the penalty die if you decide to push the roll. However, I do have to tell you there's consequences. If you fail the pushed roll, then he is going to freak out and try to run away.
I'll use my luck.
Okay, sure. So reduce your luck by 10 points. And yeah, so he goes, yeah, where is he? Let me find him again. He came out of 2H. Yeah, here he is. He'll say, I want to go home now. I want to see Alice.
Listen, buddy. We're here to get you home. So, if you can tell us what happens, that would, make things move faster.
I'm from Winnipeg. Can you take me there?
We can
Where's
take you
Winnipeg?
anywhere you want to go.
Good. Alice will be waiting for me.
Is she your daughter or?
She's my sister.
All right. Can you tell us what happened here at all, or?
What happened here?
Yeah.
And he starts to get a terrified look on his face, and his hands kind of creep up, and he puts them over his mouth, and he starts to kind of like try to scream, but nothing's coming out. He's like hyperventilating.
All right.
Oh my God, those snow monsters! They're gonna come back. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
Okay.
And he gets up and starts looking around, and sees the door and starts walking towards the door. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
Hey, we're here. You're gonna be okay.
He tries to run away from you.
God damn it.
He tries to run away. Shoot him.
No!
You have a gun, Heinz.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I'm not that fast with the gun to shoot him. Right.
So Heinz says he's running away. Shoot him. What do you do, Amanda and Benjamin? He's now. Let's see. You guys were in the common room. Yeah, he's running out the door.
I'm definitely not chasing him because
Yeah, you're
seem
slow.
like you
yeah, and I don't have a gun to shoot him, and I wouldn't shoot him anyways. Because I mean, the guy's defenseless.
Yeah, we have
So-
no reason to shoot this man.
If anything, if you were so worried about him, what's gonna happen to him when he goes out there? He's gonna fucking freeze. So
Yeah, he's gonna freeze.
Okay, you just let him run out into the snow.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
yeah, I'm messed up right now. I'm not gonna go after him. I'll be the one in the snow. So
All right, he runs out the door, leaves the door wide open.
So would an innocent man run away?
You saw how he reacted. He's scared out of his mind.
Bill looks at you guys like, you guys know he's gonna freeze to death out there. You're just gonna let him run away?
Yeah, I know, Bill. I know. Conscious getting the better of me. I'll go out, try to grab him.
It won't take you too long to catch him. He gets maybe to just a little past the gate before he's collapsed in the snow, like shivering and shaking, and because he's got no cold weather gear on or anything. He's
Just gonna kind of haul him over the shoulder and just
roll your luck.
to run. Okay. 61 out of 70.
Okay, he doesn't puke up that protein bar all over your back when you throw him over your shoulder.
Gross.
He's just like whimpering, and oh my God, the smell is so bad. Give me a Constitution roll, because you've just hold him over his shoulder. He's covered in his own like shit and piss and vomit.
Buh.
62 out of 70.
Okay, yeah, you repress the urge to vomit yourself as you carry him back.
Just gonna kind of keep my head turned away and just. Yep.
It's gross. Okay. What do you guys want to do now? You haven't cleared this building. There's still a downstairs.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think I was upstairs with Dr.
Doc.
Major.
Oh, you were looking
at
at
the prints.
That's right.
Yep.
That's why you guys didn't run after him. I forgot. I was like, why aren't you guys doing something?
Yep.
So give me a natural world roll.
Natural world or tracking?
I guess you could do tracking. Yeah, tracking.
Or zoology.
Sure, you could do any of those. Which would you like to do first? Natural world, tracking, or zoology?
I'll go with the zoology first.
Okay, go for it.
Tracking's my highest number. Zoology is the low guy. Nope, that is a failure. This is a 42 out of 23 for zoology.
Yeah, you're not able to identify what kind of animal this might belong to.
All right. Let's see, natural world.
You're not even convinced it is an animal.
Right. Natural world, no, 44 out of 40. This is no good.
Okay.
Tracking. Yep, tracking is a 22 out of 65. So I passed tracking with a great success.
So what you're able to tell from your great success on tracking is it's definitely very human-like, but it's really big for a human being. Like super big. You're talking somebody probably well over 7 feet tall. You couldn't even begin to guess the weight, maybe 400 pounds or more. And you're also able to tell that there seem to be long claws at the end of each toe.
Huh? Yeah, I relay the what I get from it right to Dr. Major.
Looks like a really heavy, huge man with clawed toes.
Yeah, we already figured that out. It's a Yeti. Now let's see if we can find out where it is.
Well, the track seemed to lead from the bathroom over to these stairs, and then it stops. Enough blood is seeped into the carpet by then that.
Yeah, it's this damn carpet. It wicks the moisture and wetness right off of it. Built for the snow. Like I lose all the tracks right here. There's just nothing left to follow.
All right. So
the thought might cross your mind that it could be in the basement.
All right.
Yep. Could have kept going down. There's no tracks outside.
Sounds like a good plan. Let's get our security chief and head down there.
Oh yeah. I follow him back downstairs.
We're gonna grab security chief. Security chief, we're going downstairs.
There we are. All right, cool. Gonna heft the gun up a little bit and just. All right.
He's gonna say it just loud enough. I think that's where the Yeti is.
Down to personnel quarters,
Okay.
and from the personnel quarters, that says it goes down to power room. Do I have a map for the power room? Ah, yes, here we go. This is it down here, underground. So if you look at your underground map there, which is one of the, it's right next to the upper floors. On the right side, there's the underground. You can see kind of like essentially in the middle there's the stairs that lead up to the common area. That's the stairs you're coming down. So as you come down, what'd you say?
Oh, whoops, I was unmuted. Sorry. I was saying it's not going to work. I was trying to use my phone to point out the spot on the map. My bad. Continue.
No worries.
Sorry.
No worries. I'm just trying now to see where the descriptions are for the power room. No. Oh, this is probably it here. Underground rooms. That's right. So the stairs are quite steep, descending for over 20 feet beneath the surface. As you get closer to the bottom, the thrum of machinery can be heard, and warm air is felt rising up the stairwell. Upon reaching the bottom, you can see that the walls have bundles of wires and pipes running along their length near the ceiling. The surfaces have a kind of stucco look, but are much harder. The floor is smooth concrete. The place is lit by fluorescent ceiling lights positioned every 50 feet to coincide with the regular emergency shutoff valves and breaker panels. So yeah, which way do you want to go? There is a hall leading off to the left, where the hall continues on straight ahead from the stairs. There's a hall leading off to the right, and then you can see, if you look there, there's a bend off to the left as well at the end.
Go to the first left.
I'm following the security officer.
Okay, so the hall goes a little ways down and then turns left again 90 degrees. You can see it continues on all the way down the end to where, according to your map, there should be a ladder up to the maintenance shack. And then on the right, there is another little hall leading down to the wastewater recovery area.
Okay.
you want to go to the waste recovery area and check that out? Go on to the ladder up to the maintenance shack, or go back and check other parts?
Let's go ahead and do the wastewater shack. Or
Okay.
wastewater recovery bit, and then sweep back.
This room clearly houses the machinery that recycles the station's wastewater and biological waste. Several large tanks and cylinders take up a large portion of the room, with dozens of pipes gathering at a large central tank in the back of the room. Various gauges and valves are scattered throughout the machinery, and a steel tool cabinet and workbench takes up the far left corner. So at a glance, everything here seems to be in order. You know, being an engineer, Doc, this system is designed to process both gray water from sinks and showers and black water, which comes from toilets, stores the recovered water, and then reuses it. The process is extraordinarily efficient and is based on a system designed by NASA for extended living in space.
Nice.
Science.
But everything
What
else
does
seems
the,
to be in order in the room.
What does the flooring look like? Is there any sign of
It's all concrete flooring.
any sign of possible like prints or anything that any
No.
scratches or anything? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Does it look like anything could fit behind the tanks?
Possibly, yeah. You want to shine your lights back there and look, but you don't see anything behind or underneath any of the tanks or the tool. What do I call it? Tool bench, workbench, tool cabinet.
Right.
Yeah. Nope. The room
Okay.
seems to be clear.
Cool. Y'all want to try the maintenance shack, or you want to keep checking out down here?
You, security chief.
Where were those breakers? Maybe see if some of those were tripped. See if we can get some lights on in those other rooms upstairs.
Right. Were there any breaker? Like, was there a breaker thing listed? I can't quite read this.
All right, was I hearing things?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. Every
Skip
50
breaker.
feet, where the ceiling lights are positioned, there are regular emergency shut-off valves and breaker panels. So you want to look for the breakers for the rooms upstairs.
Yeah, for the what the heck is that? Like the people area.
Eventually you'll find the ones to the find the breakers to the residential building. What do they call it? The personnel building, and find the breakers that are tripped and be able to flip them on. Yep, no problem.
Cool.
Awesome.
So you have now the option of going to the maintenance shack, or you can go back to the next nearest section, which you believe is the engineering section, where a lot of the machinery is. Then beyond that, there's also the cellar storage area, or down the other down the other hall would lead to the machine shop. And down by the machine shop, there's also a ladder which leads up to the garage. And by the cellar storage area, there's a ladder which leads up to the offices. And there's a stairway that leads up to the supply building. So you got access to the garage, the common area, which is in the personnel building, the maintenance shed, the offices, and the supply building, all from down here.
It'd be pretty easy to move around the compound without being seen through here.
Yeah, it's like access to everywhere. Pretty much every single building.
Exactly.
Just about.
So, I'm thinking go up, get Ben at least, and come back down, do a full sweep, and then check out the buildings. That's unreasonable.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can grab Ben. What about Heinz?
He's worthless.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So
You'll leave him
fine.
there with Bill and the other dude who,
I mean, somebody's got to watch at it after Mr. Catatonic and Boy Wonder.
Right, that's true.
So
Mr.
I get-
Catatonic now
Okay.
is just like lying on one.
I
one
pull out the
sofa,
gun.
crying.
I pull out the gun, and I'm saying, I will keep an eye on them. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
please don't shoot them. If the guy starts running again, don't shoot.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Okay. You say so. All right.
So you say you went and got me, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I would
How
ask
you
you.
feeling, sport?
Feel a little better, especially now that I'm warm. But I don't know about this guy, the runner. But he would look at you and he would be like, "Will you mind if I borrow your handgun since he sees them?"
Oh wait, I'm gonna give him his rifle back.
Oh shit! Right.
Okay.
That's kind of important.
Yeah, I'll take the rifle then.
All right.
I would assume there are weapons here on the facility, or there were.
I'd be surprised if there weren't. Just a little bit.
Maybe this building.
Yeah, you haven't
Possibly.
counted it yet, but
Maybe.
I mean, you found a couple baseball bats.
That's true.
Right.
I mean, I've got a rifle and a sidearm.
Yeah, you got a sidearm too, right, Doc? What kind of sidearm you got?
9mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a 45 1911. So.
357 revolver.
Nice. you have a rifle though too,
It's the
right?
Bear Stopper. Yeah, yeah. He's also got a single shot like lever action rifle.
Which one are you holding right now?
It's a classic. The rifle is out right now.
Okay. The other two are holding their ARs, and you're probably drawing your 9mm once you hand him back his rifle, I assume, Doc. Yeah.
9mm and a baseball bat.
Cool. Okay.
I love it.
Which area do you want to go to next?
I'm thinking, looking at the map, 10 or 12. Probably 12. Just to get that clear and then work down.
Okay. So you're going to work your way down to the machine shop.
Yeah.
No problem. This room contains a fully stocked machine shop that includes welding equipment, an anvil, an industrial lathe, and racks of raw metal for fabrication. Against one of the walls is a self-contained cargo elevator to allow for moving large parts and supplies between the machine shop and the garage above. Label says capacity 6,000 pounds. Or in Canada, they probably use metric, don't they? So 2,722 kilos. The machine shop seems to be in order. If you wanted, you could probably use it to fabricate tools and parts out of steel if you have the proper training and time.
Cool. Does it? Does the floor look scratched any particular place? I'm talking like gouges from the tracks, or
nope. Everything seems to be in order.
Right.
Yeah, over in the that ladder well in the edge of that hallway also.
The ladder leads up to the garage. Yep.
Yeah, is that everything over there, like the ladder and surrounding looks, or does it look kind of undisturbed?
Seems to be. Let me just double check if I look at the actual garage itself to make sure there's no notes there, but that I'm missing. Where's the garage?
Yeah, if the hatch looks secure, then
the garage should. Oh, the garage is right here, isn't it? Yep, hatch seems to be secure.
Okay.
All right. So then back out, go through 10, I guess, would be.
Yep.
Next thing.
Over to the engineering section. Here we go. So this room is literally the heart of the station. Houses the massive boiler that supplies heat and power to the whole facility. The giant electric generator produces a constant hum that makes hearing in the room extremely difficult, even when operating at only 50% capacity. Against the far wall is the bulk of the pump machinery that drives the main turbine for the oil pipeline above. It is currently not operational. So since the main pump machinery isn't running, the noise in here isn't too bad. But you know that if that were to be activated, you especially would know this, Doc. You know that ear protection would be required to avoid permanent hearing damage.
Of course.
There is a boiler attached to the furnace that produces the heat and hot water for the entire complex. There is a tall cylindrical fuel tank, which looks to be about 2/3 empty, designed to siphon off a portion of the oil being pumped through the pipeline to replenish itself. Anyone familiar with the system, as you would be, can deduce that at the current operating levels, the machinery can continue to run for another 2 months. Anyone that can read can pretty much control the heat and power anywhere in the station from here, though it could, of course, be cut off at some other point in the system. And a character with the proper engineering skill, that being you, Doc, could make a check if you wanted to try to reroute power to a room or building unless the power lines had been physically cut.
We'll keep that in mind. There should be PPE right there as we come in the door. So
I'm sure there is, yeah. There's a
yeah, everybody will load up if we're gonna stay.
They said that right now, since the main pump line is not, the pipeline has not been activated yet, so the sound is bearable. It's still difficult to hear, but it's not at damaging decibel levels.
Well, before he gets all busy with this, I'd be more comfortable once everything is secured.
It's currently about as loud as a packed sports bar during a game.
See, I motion for everybody to kind of check behind machinery,
wings,
etc.
Gotcha.
Yep. You don't see anything hiding under or behind any of the machinery or the boilers, the furnace, generator, etc.
Okay.
Seems to be good.
Cool beans.
Go on to the next room, which is the cellar storage.
Sure, unless Doc has anything he wants to take a look at specifically down here. Mr. I'm an engineer.
Don't be jealous. Not everybody could go to school.
Ooh.
Damn. All right, Doc. You're next on my list.
Doc Savage.
Okay. All right.
Hey, if you keep this up, I'm gonna take you upstairs and hand it to you.
So Amanda, rifle at the ready will lead you guys into cellar storage.
Yes.
Yep.
This room is cool and rather sparse, with 9 cardboard boxes along one wall and 8 food-grade barrels along another.
Mm-hmm.
There's a set of stairs which leads up to the supply building, and there's a doorway covered with vinyl strips, as one might see in a meat locker. A short side passage leads to a steel ladder that ascends to the office building according to the sign. What the hell is this about this doorway? I assume that's at the supply building steps.
Mm-hmm.
Set of stairs leads up to the supply building and a doorway covered with vinyl strips, right? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
The room is kept rather cool despite its proximity to the engineering, with that vinyl strip door that reduces the amount of heat that it might otherwise receive. This room is primarily used to store food goods that benefit from cooler temperatures. The boxes are labeled. They contain a variety of dried pastas, nuts, grains, and so on. And the barrels contain molasses, honey, corn syrup, and cooking oil.
And I'm betting those are all completely untouched.
Yep.
I'm afraid to look in the meat locker.
See, I feel like you should look in the meat locker.
I mean, yeah, gonna have to look in the meat locker.
But... Oh, no. There's not a meat locker. It's just that the strips covering the doorways are like the ones you would see in a meat locker.
Well, into that particular room that could be a meat locker.
Walk-in
freezer.
Go
up the stairs to the supply building?
Oh, check the that walk-in freezer.
Yeah.
I want to take a peek in there.
Oh, I get it now, reading this. Okay, yeah, the strips are actually in the doorway leading between the engineering and this room, right?
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. Sorry, I was misunderstanding that reading the description, but yeah, that would be right.
I think I was reading
the description. The description doesn't assume which direction I guess you're coming from. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a ladder. I was looking at that, thinking that was like the.
No, that ladder leads up to the office area, and then the stairway here leads up to the supply building. And again, you don't find anything hiding, any signs of footprints or scratches or marks or blood or anything down here. It's all clear. Now you have searched every room in the underground section.
All right, awesome. So back upstairs, let everyone know, hey, didn't find anything, and then onto the office building.
I think
cleared everything here.
Can I please talk to the two guys while I'm alone?
Of course you can. What would you like to say to them while they're all searching the downstairs?
Okay, I would love to ask them some questions. I'm like, okay, we're alone now. Let's get to business. Where is this temple of those Nunu Nits or whatever they are called?
Bill says, "Hey man, I don't know nothing about no temple. What are you talking about?"
You walk together with those Canadian Nunu Nits or whatever. Those
Inuits?
Indians.
No, man, I was with Earth First, man.
But aren't you working with them together?
No, man, they're just a bunch of liberal kids from various parts of Canada that like to protest against government overstepping its boundaries. I'm not even really with them, man. They just hired me to take the video of the whole thing.
Yeah, okay, but have you heard anything about the Nunga Bunga temple or something in the area?
Man, I haven't heard nothing about no temple. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Okay, so you have nothing yet good. Then never
Roll a
heard something.
psychology roll.
Okay.
The other guy just lying on the couch the whole time, whimpering and saying, "Alice."
Yep.
You made it?
Yep.
You don't think he's telling you the truth.
Okay.
You don't
So
think he's telling, you don't believe his story.
Good. I point my gun at him. And
Hey, man, whoa, take it easy.
So I ask you again. Okay. What have you heard anything about a temple? Hey, I can pay you a lot of money. You can buy a lot of tofu stuff, or you can feed some African children, or whatever your hippie stuff you're doing with it. Where's the temple? Where are those Nunudits living?
I'm telling you, man, I don't know nothing about the Inuits. Here, man, he reaches into a little shirt pocket and pulls out a little liquor bottle. Says, "Take a drink and relax, man."
No. When I drink good stuff, not those stuff. Now, come on. What's you know more than you can't lie to a liar.
Oh man, he's like, he unscrews the cap off the bottle. All right, fine, I'll tell you the whole story. Do you mind if I just take a drink first?
Please.
He takes a drink, and let me get to the right page. Okay. Where's the description for this? I know where it's going to be. So he takes a drink, and it looks like some kind of really hard alcohol because he winces as he drinks it, and kind of a shiver goes through his whole body, and he shudders. And 1 second. You're still pointing the gun at him, I presume, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. I figured as much. Heinz is a hard man. Not very nice to this poor fucking videographer. So, as he shudders from taking the drink, his hands come up to his temples, and he crouches over and he starts to moan in pain and rock back and forth. And as he does so, you notice like hair starting to sprout out of his skin, and his bones start to crack and stretch, and like just sounds like the sound of breaking bone. Roll a sanity check, please. Okay. As he kind of rears back up, and you can see claws start to extend from his fingers, hair sprouting from his face, his jaw extends, and like sharp, nasty, horrible teeth protrude from the gums. And
I failed my sanity check.
Okay.
So I'm not allowed to shoot, right?
Well, that depends on how badly you fail and what we roll here.
79.
So, roll a d10, please, for me.
Okay.
Where is he? Here you go, Bill. I
I
think it's a
rolled a 2.
D10. You rolled a 2. You lose 2 sanity points.
Okay.
That's not enough to kick off a bout of madness, and that's not enough to drive you temporarily insane yet, right?
Nope.
Okay. So as he rears up, this whole thing, you can shoot him as this is going on if you want, but
Yeah,
I'll just bring
I
up
want
an
to
image
shoot.
to show you what he transforms into. Presentation. Yes, save this presentation. This presentation is under cave. Do you want
I shoot and I hope the other guys hear the shoot.
They won't because of the engineering room, but
Damn.
that's okay. It's a good try. Characters and encounters. Yeah, that's the one. Let me find it here. Boom. That's what he's transforming into
Ooh, okay.
as he raises up, his eyes glowing red. What did you roll on your firearms?
I have to roll. Wait. Ah, no, it's a D10.
I'm giving you a free shot during the transformation, so
Rolled
I'm
a
not even gonna-
51.
And what is your firearms? Just the base?
The base is 20.
Yeah. You can spend 31 points of luck to hit him if you want.
21? Yeah, okay, I spent them.
31.
31. Yeah, wait. Yeah, I spent them.
Okay.
Almost
So
all
you
of them.
hit him,
Okay.
and
I don't know what the gun makes damage. I don't know.
that's the one you got from Benjamin, right? Ben, what's the damage on your sidearm?
3d10 plus 5.
Yeah, right.
1d10 plus 2.
Okay, roll d10 plus 2, please. As you shoot him, gun goes off.
5.
Oh, the guy on the couch now jumps up, screams, and runs outside, panicking when he sees Bill transforming into this creature. 5. You rolled a 5, or is that the plus 2?
Yeah, plus 2. I rolled a 3 plus 2.
3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, you do 5 points damage. So, bam, you shoot him as he finishes the transformation. And what is your dexterity?
Wait, it's pretty high. The dex is other one. It's 35.
Oh, yeah, he's got initiative.
Hmm.
So,
Goodbye, Heinz.
yeah, okay, he charges at you, claws out. I presume you're going to duck, yeah. You can either duck or you can fight back. If you want to fight back, if you want to do like a melee attack
duck.
with the pistol.
I duck.
So you dodge, yeah. So roll your dodge. I'll roll his attack. Don't forget your. Oh, did you forget about your level of exhaustion earlier when you made your shot?
I think you forgot about it.
Yeah. Well, we forgot about it.
Yeah, we go for it. That's okay. We'll just let it slide. Don't forget you do have a penalty die for your dodge.
Yeah. Dodge is at 17, so wait.
Yeah, 35 dex. Oh man.
Nope.
That's rough. Okay. He hits you for 3d6 damage.
Ouch.
Could be worse.
I rolled really poorly though, and only got 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Wow. I rolled a 2 and 2 1s.
So I have 7.
So he just barely clips your head. How many hit points do you have total?
I had 11 from last time.
Right. What's your max though? It's
Max
not enough for
Max is 13.
it's not enough for a major wound anyway. So yeah, you take 4 points damage as he just barely kind of clips the top of your head with his clawed hand. And it's your action. What do you want to do?
I want to run. I want to run downstairs where the other guys are.
You run for the stairs. What's your movement speed?
Wait. Movement. 7.
7? Oh, he's much faster than you. So he jumps on you and attacks you again.
Mm.
Go ahead and roll your dodge with the penalty die.
Mm.
Oops.
Nope.
Oh, no, that's not an extreme success. It's only a hard success. Okay. He hits you again from behind. Kind of like a clubbing type motion. Oh, this one is going to do 11 points of damage.
I'm dead.
You're unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, so he clubs you from the back just as you reach the top of the stairs, and you fall partway down the stairs before the creature reaches down and grabs you by an ankle, lifts you up and hurls it over its shoulder, runs over, smashes through the door, and runs off. After, oh yeah, it'll run after that other guy who's running away too. Good call.
Well, he
Okay.
cleans up his messes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Bill was that was Bill. Yeah, Bill transformed into the creature. The other guy ran off. Yeah, okay, cool. And so
Jesus Christ.
and Heinz has been abducted. So, okay, what were you guys doing then? You guys were going back upstairs then after the thing. So when you guys get back upstairs to check on the other guys, you see
Top of the stairs covered in Heinz 57.
there's some blood at the top of the stairs, dripping on the stairs. What do you do? You're in the
Lock
front
and load.
there, Amanda, I'd say. Yeah, you guys are already locked and loaded, right?
Yeah.
Lock and load a little bit more and just like start looking for any side of where.
Move forward tactically.
So you go upstairs.
Through the rooms.
You will see no sign of the 3 men you left here.
Fuck.
There's an empty bottle of empty little airport Crown Royale type bottle lying on the ground in front of the sofa, or in front of the recliner chair where Bill had been sitting. Oh, you would see actually lying there, probably in the middle of the floor, Benjamin's sidearm, because I imagine that Heinz just kind of dropped it and ran.
I will pick it up. Doc will pick it up.
And the door is open, and part of the wall where the hinge was is like smashed. It looks like something smashed through the door quite heavily.
This blood over here is fresh.
I think we're going to need a bigger boat.
I think we're going to need bigger guns.
Yeah, we should check to see if there's other guns.
Give me a spot hidden check. Anybody who's looking around.
I meant in the facility, but yes.
I know, but does anybody who's like kind of examining, trying to figure out what happened here?
24 out of 40. Almost.
You can see large tracks in the snow leading out of the building. And if you kind of look at them and see where they lead, you will see some bloodied snow up ahead in between the building and the forest.
Oh, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Fat. So I'm gonna kind of point like that way. Fuck.
Oh yeah,
You guys gonna go over to investigate the scene where the other blood is?
Yeah, fearing the worst.
Oh yeah.
So you will see there.
Remembering the bathroom with the hand and just oh god, Heinz.
Right.
Cocaine fueled motherfucker. What have you done?
So there, you'll find more blood in the snow. Again, similar to what you found before, there's a decent amount of blood, but it's not like a fatal amount of blood. You're not finding like liters of blood or anything like that. It just looks like a fight went on. You can see, obviously, there's marks in the ground. It looks like somebody, some kind of a scuffle happened here in the snow. And you can see, let's see, where is, oh, there's the pumping station. Where is, there must be is there not a keeper map for this? This is the keeper's map. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and you can see the footprints then lead away from here. Again, the same bipedal footprints, really large, really heavy, leading off in a direction which I'll have to tell you later when I figure out which direction it is, but leading off away from the pumping station.
I'm following the security officer.
I would be like right behind you.
Yep. Went through. They're probably going back to old habits and moving in a stacked formation.
Yep. What?
Damn, I'm trying to figure out which direction it would be. I don't know why. I should know this. Apologies. It was just so long ago that I read the full thing. I just brushed up on it today. Waiting for my map to load. I am guessing.
Just in case I drop
Yeah,
off.
it leads to the. I'm going to say it leads to the northwest.
Hangout's just locked up for me.
Okay, you're still here. I can still hear you. Yep,
Okay.
The footprints lead off to the northwest, in the direction of like kind of towards like where Isolation Mountain is and such.
Right. Well, this was
Yeah.
our hike.
Yep. I guess we're following. Damn. We all just got out this damn snow.
Right? It was so nice to be dry.
So that's the plan, to abandon the pumping station and head off following the tracks to see where they go.
I mean, it's either that or hunt around in the office. But I don't know if we'd find
You also
anything.
probably would have probably noticed while you were tracking anyway, out to where the blood was, that there were some human footsteps as well. Somebody in boots had run out there, and I guess you could draw a conclusion that this thing must have been chasing one of the people. You don't see any signs of footprints for the other two, though. No, you definitely have not bled to death there. You're not getting off that easy, my friend. Sorry, Jens sending me a text message. I say, haven't I bled to death? Nope. You get to live for a while longer. Because you get to see what happens in session 3. Which I think, as you guys are probably going to go back and grab your supplies, right, before you head off.
For sure.
Yeah.
At least got ammo.
So as you guys prep up, make sure you've got all the stuff you need to go off following these tracks to try and find out where they've taken, or where they've gone. We'll do that in session 3. Cool.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
Thanks
Yeah,
for playing. Sorry, I fumbled around there for a minute at the end. I couldn't figure out which direction it would have gone. Took me a minute.
Now things got all hairy. I bet you Heinz is wishing he hadn't been so mean to those hippies.
That's what you get when you point guns at people.
He had to get in one more pun. All right, so
hippies need a haircut.
We do have an event scheduled. Last time we played, I said, "Oh yeah, we'll do session 2 in 2 weeks," and it ended up being 7. So I'm kind of afraid to look. But we do have an event scheduled for session 3. When? Session 3 is set at the moment for, well, it's my Saturday. It'd be most of your Fridays. It'd be Jens and I would be Saturday at like 1 or 2 a.m. For the rest of you, it'd be 8 p.m. Eastern on the Friday, the 7th of December. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Sounds good.
That's the plan, anyway. So,
cool.
Good luck, Heinz. Your friends are coming to rescue you.
Yeah, friends.
We're gonna try, buddy.
We're coming to get you, Barbara.
Thanks for watching, anybody who's watched. And look forward to doing this again in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.